It's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Paisley Media Group Station. Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Bruins lose 7-5 last night at the Garden to Anaheim. The game was 3-3 heading into the third period, and the Bees gave up 4 goals in the final frame. David Pastrnak added his 5th goal of the year. Morgan Geekie his 4th. The Bees have lost 6 in a row. They'll host Colorado on Saturday. The Celtics, they're back in action tonight. They play the New York Knicks. They begin a 3-game road trip. Luka Garza will miss the game. He's dealing with a concussion. Grandy and Max, they have the call with the pregame show beginning at 7 o'clock with tip-off at 7:30. Thursday night football, Chargers defeated the Vikings 37-10. Justin Herbert threw 3 touchdown passes. Patriots, they prepare for their game on Sunday versus Cleveland. Everyone was accounted for at practice yesterday, and Game 1 of the World Series is tonight between the Blue Jays and Dodgers. First pitch is at 8 p.m. Headlines, they are brought to you by Kesha's Law. Kesha's, they specialize in helping those who have been injured not only from a one-time incident, but a lifetime of hard work and labor. Does this sound like you? Visit KeshasLaw.com. I'm Joe Murray. Your next update is in 30 minutes.
Start your day.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Work through your day.
What's that thing we do at the end of the show?
And end your day.
I'm not giving you an opinion. I don't know.
Right here. 98.5, the Sports Hub.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher
They love the show. In fact, they said, Fred, you're the best.
and Hardy
Who's Taylor the originator?
on 98.5.
Hello.
Hey there.
Aloha. How are we doing?
I'm an animal.
Can we use this for the radio? No, Nick, with your drinking at noon on Monday.
Well, I tell her the truth. I miss booty.
That problem is too large for the Sarge.
You know how I feel about clowns on morning shows?
And I'm just saying, hello.
Toucher and Hardy.
Watch Daddy and Uncle Freddie.
Knocking back
25 glasses of soda.
Having some fun.
On 98.5, the Sports Hub.
Let's go.
Once you're NWO for life.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are Toucher and Hardy, Town Fair Tire Studios. 617-779-0985. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. Joe Murray is here. He is in for John, which left us lost in the meeting before the show.
Well, yesterday's post-show meeting, and again this morning, pre-show meeting.
But then John will come in and he'll start saying all this stuff, and everyone listens patiently and then moves on.
Is it
Something
it's like Casey Affleck jumping up in the front seat of the car at the end of Good Will Hunting because Matt Damon is gone. He's like, it's my shot.
Yeah,
I got that reference.
I did not, but I have seen Good Will Hunting once, and I love.
He's a genius.
Yeah, I know, but he's you could tell from the Boston accent that this kid ain't from this kid ain't no Harvard stooge.
No.
He ain't no member of the elite. Joe Murray's here, and you heard. Are you familiar with George?
Yeah, George Sepulveda.
Yeah,
It's just something that travels with me, yes.
Okay, so he was here, and I was told to ask him if he was carrying around a belt, like a wrestling belt, and he said yes, and then he came in with it, and he made no sense, like at all. Like I don't know if he was trying to be funny or what was going on, but it got to the point where it was so weird, it was freaking me out. Like not because he had the belt, but because what he was saying was so incoherent, and like I didn't know where he was going with it. It was just a collection of words.
Just trying to get someone to explain their behavior. Like, why do you carry this championship belt with you in a bag when you come into work? And his explanations, it was like he was kind of answering a question, but in a different conversation.
Yeah, he was like, well, I wrote NWO on it. And then you're like, yeah, okay, why do you carry it? And he's like, because I'm the people's champ. And you're like, and I'm like, huh?
He said, Sarge is my spirit animal.
Oh, wow.
Like,
yeah, and then he
what?
goes like, I say you got to like take me down to get the belt. And you're like, what are you talking about? is this supposed to be funny? Like, I don't know what you're doing. Do you know what he's doing?
I know, but Hardy, you know George very well, right? He was,
he's spent a lot of time with us on the midday show.
You
And
lived with Hardy for 6 months.
I don't have any more information or explanation I could give to Fred the moment. I could see him struggling with it, and I could see
it was freaking me out. I swear to God,
I could feel your anxiety. Like, is this like an alternate reality that's happening right now?
Yeah, because it wasn't funny, and then and a lot of things aren't funny. I say them all the time. But at least you kind of understand what I'm doing. It might be a terrible joke or pun, but at least you go, oh, that was a terrible joke or pun.
Right.
George was talking like a maniac, like incoherently.
Yeah, so what I understand, because I work with George on the weekends at times, he either has a binder of baseball cards
that
or
I understand.
belts.
Yeah.
So sometimes when he brings it, I assume he wants me to look at it. That's why he brought it. So I know it's weird to you because you don't know why. To me, I feel like he's showing me.
Okay.
So I can be like, all right, well, this is cool, man. Like, so I get what you mean by maybe you're confused.
Okay, but that doesn't explain all of it. All right, first of all, George has brought in baseball cards. I know why he did. At least it made sense. He's like, I want to show you my baseball cards. Now they're all wax era, or junk wax era, like crap. But I understand why he did it, because he's like, look, I know that you have cards. Here are my cards. That made sense. He did not bring the belt to show it to anyone. He carries the belt with him. Whatever, that's weird. Fine, but a lot of people have weird things. I mean, Kevin Durant used to travel around. He wouldn't go anywhere without a Bible in his backpack. Like, he had to have a Bible in his backpack, and I don't think it was a Bible that he read. It was just like something that had to be there. So whatever, like it's an OCD thing or whatever. If he said it's an OCD thing, then you go, oh, okay, it's an OCD thing. Or I bring it so people will ask me about it. And then you go, okay. But he was like, Sarge is my spirit animal. And you're like, okay. And then he's like, I'm the people's champ. And you're like, okay, what does that mean? And he goes, well, that means you'll have to like wrestle me to be the people's champ. And I'm like, wait, so you're wrestling people? Because George is very small.
He's very small. He is very small.
And, but even if he was big, like even if, like Joe, you're like a strong guy. Like even if you were like, you have to wrestle me for the belt, I would be like, huh? I don't really understand what you're saying. So anyway, it was freaking me out. Chris thinks he can explain things. Chris, do you know George?
I don't know from a hole in the wall, no. But listening to you, Fred, I realized why you don't really get where he was coming from. It's because he was in character. Joe will get this, right? Like, you're saying he's the people champ. You got to take him down. He's carrying it because it's basically like an open sort of call to action, like, go ahead, anyone try to take me down. So I think he was in character, which is why it seemed a little scattered.
Yeah, but he's a human being. That's not a wrestler. Like, do you understand that
everyone's a human being, and they're wrestlers too. So,
well, but they're playing a character. Like George, okay, he could have done a better job of it. Let's just put it that way. He could.
Well, we'll agree on that point for sure. He could have done a better job.
Yeah, like if he was being like even like trying to be funny or playing a character or putting on a voice or something, it certainly would have been odd. But at least I would have understood what he was doing. What made it
I
so?
think
Go ahead.
The next step in this is to ask him what his character is, to find out like what is embodying this character. I know he said Sarge is his spirit animal, so now we got to go a layer deeper.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't know if I could handle it. I'm telling you, if I was high when he was talking, I would have lost my mind. I would have just been like, whoa.
Yep. George does talk, like when I work with him, he's fast, so I have to try to keep up with him. So maybe that was also going on. I heard that he was in studio. I heard you asked him about the belt, and his moniker is the People's Champion. So I see him.
What's your moniker, Fred?
Dickhead.
What's yours, Hardy?
I just don't have a moniker.
Like erectile dysfunction ad guy.
You have to have one.
No, you don't. What are you talking
Hardy,
about?
I guess, would be his moniker.
I'm not talking about anything. I just figured you might have something.
I have nothing. No.
I suppose Hardy.
Hardy. I mean, it's like my name is Robert Poole, but my nickname is Hardy.
But it doesn't really.
It.
It's not a character. It is a moniker, but it's not a character.
No.
Like a moniker. I don't know. I'm gonna get it wrong.
Yeah, I guess Hardy is your thing,
but it's not. But it's not a thing. It's just what he calls himself. Yeah, is that your thing?
That's my thing. That's my.
Well, you said you had nothing, so I guess you have that.
That's my people's champion.
Okay, so a moniker is an informal name, especially a nickname or a name adopted for a specific purpose. So his moniker is Hardy, which is the name. I don't even think I know the story about it, but whatever.
I've asked him before. He just doesn't want to share it.
No. I've told him before. It's dumb.
Okay. So whatever. It's just his radio name, and you get stuck with these radio names.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a very successful show that was on in the market that's out of Detroit, where it's Dave and Chuck the Freak, and those guys are like talented, and I'm sure they're not. And I heard they're on WRAF in Detroit, and I listened to some thing about like the history of WRAF because I grew up there and I never listened to the station like Heschers did, so I was very interested in it because of radio and everything. And like they're like, look, man, what do you want out of us? We were Dave and Chuck the Freak, and we got successful, and you can't change it at that point.
Right.
Like when Hardy joined the show, they were like, do you want to change it to Fred and Hardy? And I'm like, did you really suggest management? I'm like, is that a real suggestion? I've at the time like 17 years of equity in this name. Like I'm not gonna.
I was wondering about that too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna change. Like if people know me as Toucher now, I can tell you why my name is Toucher, is because my name's Fred Toucher. Obviously, everyone knows. But when I first started in Atlanta, Sean Demery, who was in management, said, you have a cool last name, you should go by Toucher. And I said, okay, but if you spell it Toettcher, you might as well just put a symbol. Like no one's going to know that's Toucher, so just spell it phonetically. And I knew that if I did that, big deal, I could just say I'm Fred Toucher, like and then people can go. I remember when in the past when we were having radio battles, like people would go, "That's not even how you spell your last name." And I go, "Ooh,
you got me!
Wow!" Like it's inexplainable.
Ric Flair's like that. His real name is Richard Fleer, but he goes by Ric Flair.
Okay,
Close enough.
Is it spelled the same, or is
it is spelled Fliehr?
Okay, yeah. So
Guy Fieri, who is really Guy Fieri.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He changed it because it sounded more cuisine-y.
Yeah.
Fieri.
Yep, Fieri.
Well, Ferri. Ferri. Well, anything he does is gold. Especially when people die in there without inviting.
Has anyone ever tried to, like, give you something other
like
than...
Nick.
Joe Murray?
Yeah, when I started in radio, I was Joey Murr. That was there was 5 Joe Murray.
Yeah.
There was 5 Joe Murrays in my neighborhood. But when I came to the station, they said you need to identify as Joe Murray, because I was going to just roll with Joey Murr.
I don't think Joey Murr is bad.
Yeah, I think just the previous management wanted me to just go by my name, and it's unfortunate because there's Big Jim Murray. Well, if you put both of us against the wall, which one's Big Jim?
Or Big. Yeah. Which one is the Big Murray?
You would think that
you should be Big Joe Murray. He's just tall.
And he's taller. Yeah, he's definitely taller than me.
He is.
And he went by Big. He was also went by Big Jim as his.
How tall are you?
6'3".
He's taller than 6'3".
Yeah, I think he's like 6'4". McCarthy's 6'6".
Yeah. McCarthy's really
like
tall.
6'5".
Yeah.
You're tall.
Not as tall as McCarthy, but is Jim Murray that much taller than me?
He's about 6'4". Yeah, he's taller than me.
Because I'm 6. I was 6'2". I don't think I am anymore.
Yeah, I was 6'3". I don't know if the belly might weigh me down a little bit.
Well, I think age is
age?
you lose an inch. Certainly,
it's just your vertebrae compress.
Well, it's gravity. I stretch myself out quite a bit.
Oh, I want the ring dinger real bad. You ever see this thing?
Is that an anti-circumcision device? Is it to cure your circumcision?
I believe it's a Hostess product.
It's ring ding.
I thought it was something you put around your foreskin to correct the mistakes your parents made.
The mutilation, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
The ring dinger doesn't.
It's
That's what it
actually
sounds like.
you lay down and it decompresses your back. They put a towel around you and you hear it go crank.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That's
ring
good
dinger.
stuff. That's
Yeah.
like the science of a chiropractor. And when I lived in Atlanta, everyone who goes to a chiropractor, this is good news for you. When I went to Atlanta, Life College was we've gone over this on the air, and I think since you've been on the air, we've gone over this. And you can look it up all right now at your own pace. None of this is untrue. Life College was the biggest chiropractic school in the world. A lot of strippers and like people like looking to have midlife shifts were like, getting into a new career, went to Life College. Life College was around forever, how many years? And all of a sudden, the government went, oh, by the way, this is pseudoscience, and none of your degrees count. And so everyone with Life College lost the accreditation of their degree. And I think you're talking about like 100,000 overall, like hundreds of thousands of people lost their accreditation. Now, Life has somehow managed to sort of get back something according to the internet.
Good.
But when I was there, it was like there were people in radio that had gone. I mean, everyone just went to Life College. Like,
Wanted to be a chiropractor.
Like, right. Like, if you just wanted to pivot into something, like, you go, oh, I can go to Life College for 2 years. And
Could you get a Reiki degree? That's my favorite.
I know people that have done that. Yeah.
Sure.
But that's a vibe. That's a vibe. I believe in that more than I believe in chiropractic.
They get their hands real hot.
No, you don't.
I don't believe in either. But if what would I rather have done to me?
So you believe in someone hovering their hands over your body more than someone manipulating your actual body?
I'll change the way I said it. Fair enough. I would rather have someone do Reiki to me than do chiropractic.
That I am with you.
Yeah, because Reiki at least
I've done
isn't
Reiki. It's really hot. Like the hands get real hot. You can feel it.
Yeah. So whatever it is, it's not going to hurt me.
You've never done Reiki
unless they put the devil in me.
Oh. Yeah.
You never had you've never been to rehab. They do all that crap.
I went for a day. I didn't like it.
No. Well, the one I went to, they had I told you the guy sat there. He had a crystal on a pendulum.
Oh yeah.
And he put it over his hand, and he got into this trance, and he would start talking. And this is like a pretty receptive group. People, they're in rehab. They're not having the time of their lives. And during that, everyone was looking at each other like, you got to be effing kidding me. Like, this guy's doing this stuff. Like, and he worked there. And he believed it very much.
Crystals.
But not only the crystal, but the crystal that he could read the crystal over his hand, and that, like, a spirit would tell him what was going on.
So you've had someone hover their hands over your body,
Yes.
Joe, in an effort to heal you?
Yes, my friend's mother. Growing up, I got a Charlie horse, really bad.
I like this already.
I was playing football at the time. I had a Charlie horse. I had to play the next day. It was bad, and I was stretching it. It was bad, and
you should try magnesium. Go ahead.
But yes, the practice is some sort of a meditation, but your hands get really hot. And I felt my, calf get. I played. It helped. At least in my brain, it helped.
That's Mr. Miyagi stuff.
Yes, exactly. And that's kind of what I was hoping for.
Well, if it worked, it's psychosomatic or not, it worked. So I would much rather have someone do that to me than just jam my back around with some garbage degree.
I will say though, the heat it was real. Like this was. I didn't believe it. I thought my friend's mom was crazy. Nope. Come to find out, she had the magic touch.
Listen, if you're hot enough and you want to do Reiki on me and I get laid at the end,
I wasn't thinking
Reiki
that
away.
back then. But
that's a MILF situation.
Yeah, it was more about how can I get.
That sounds like
I know, but these things all lead.
No,
it sounds like the first minute 40 of a video that I might find myself watching.
Yeah. Like
what would the headline say, Hardy?
Son's friend gets special treatment.
Yes.
Yeah. Or just stepson.
Stepson, it's more of a
like honey.
Things get heated.
Like, honey, why are you been on the couch all day?
Son's friend is a Charlie horse. Things get heated.
Right. Where's the Charlie horse? On my groin. And then the kids watching TV and they're like, "Why are you not at the game?" And he's like, "I don't know. I pulled my groin. I can't play." "Oh, honey, you can't play?" "No." "Well, let me do this Reiki on you." And then, "Well, you're very close to. Hey, I don't think this is right. Your dad's not coming home anytime soon." And then that's what happened.
Yeah, and then things. I mean, there's a story arc. There's something going on, but then there's that dissolve cut where it's like, whoa, how did we get here? Well, we got to get this thing done in less than 11 minutes, so we had to, move things along.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of where this whole porn is going. A lot of like
the AI girlfriends now.
Oh well,
and yeah.
Well, this is the
yeah. There's AI porn now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
heard.
Well, there's people having relationships with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's scary. I don't want... No.
Well, when they make robots that... that there's, like, people aren't having as many children anymore. There's people that think that's a big deal. You know that people aren't having sex. Young people aren't having sex at nearly the rate that people used to have sex when they were young. And... a big part of that is like online stuff, and then the more and more real it gets, and the more you don't have to deal with like real human beings, the more and more people are going to escape into these cyber lives, and they still vote, and they still have thoughts on how the way the world works.
How about an AI president? Someone who's just kind of like all-knowing, and can see everything, and I can determine the best outcome.
It wouldn't have a side. There'd be no leaning anywhere.
We just had one for 4 years.
Yeah, boom.
Just
auto
boom. Just
auto pen.
Oh God. Just getting back to that, Fred.
Yeah.
When it comes to just getting this all back
to you, yeah.
Back to George and wrestling and everything.
Yeah. Bring it back because I'm getting a little controversial. It's a little hot in here.
Yes, I want nothing to do with that.
Yeah, that's right. I got loose.
Reiki hot.
Yes, very Reiki
hot. Yeah.
This is why I love wrestling, because it's the only thing in my life that I can treat like crap. Disrespect, hate, love, leave it.
You're married,
and
though.
Come back. Yes, but I'm trying to tell you is that it's the only thing in my life that I can treat like crap, and it will always be there for me. And
why'd you get married?
Right, it's nothing to do. I'm trying to tell you, like
I know I'm hearing you, but
but I'm just saying,
you
wrestling,
got something else.
Wrestling's the only thing that you.
Yeah,
can
but why can't you treat your wife like crap?
No, but
she can't go nowhere. You're married.
That's my whole point. Is that. You can actually disrespect and hate and crap on wrestling, but it's always going to be right there for you.
I still don't see what the issue is.
I don't
Sounds
see
like
the
you
difference.
got two.
Yeah, it doesn't sound any different than a marriage. All right. Well, to each his
I
own.
guess you didn't get where I was going with that.
I did, John. I did.
You
I just
didn't.
called
This is why I got it.
Oh,
I'm just trying to say this is why I love wrestling.
I'm making a
This
joke.
is why George paints belts, because he feels like when he's here he can be in a character. And when he goes home, he's probably dealing with other things.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to see. I'd like some security cam footage. What happens when he goes home?
Yeah, I would just like to know what the character is and have some kind of arc to it, or
People's
some kind
champion, dummy. How many times does he have to tell you?
Well, he didn't stick to the People's Champion thing. You'll have to admit it was all over the place. There was no real linear or real background that made sense.
It needs a little
So I am
work.
a champion of the people.
Okay, yeah,
Jesus Christ,
it's not ready for Monday Night Raw, but he's working on it.
I mean, he could play like some psycho clown or something, I guess. All right. Well, look, I would take your call, Mike, but there is a lot that happened yesterday with the gambling and everything else.
There's a lot there, Fred, today. We started off with wrestling and porn, chiropractors, Reiki.
Yeah.
Rehab.
This is the first break. It's all stream of consciousness. On
This is great.
I think at the end of each segment today, we should ask Joe to recap everything that we talked about in the segment, because that was organic. But could you do that every segment today?
Well, I don't want to do that, but it's just this. I like working morning drive.
Do you want so when for a long time in the morning drive, we were told by management to come out hyper focused because the other stations were coming out hyper focused, and I would go yeah. It's deliberately stream of consciousness the first break, and it turns out now with podcasting that's a very good thing, and also people tend to like it because there's no agenda, and things can go into these realms. Now, for the rest of the show, no improvisation. Everything is written down, Jim Rome style, where he would write a script. Were you aware of that, Joe? That Jim Rome would write an entire script for the show and he would read it?
For the whole entire show?
The entire show.
Wow. I do an opening take.
Do you read it off a piece of paper?
I do.
No, you do not. What is up? What is up? Here I have put in a joke. Let's go. Timing is everything. All right, we'll be back. Unfortunately, no one hears Jim Rome anymore because he's on Twitter. He got paid a bunch of money by Twitter.
He's doing a Twitter show. I forgot. I totally forgot.
Yeah, I think he got well compensated for it, but I just don't think anyone sees it. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Shout out to Sarge.
State.
are Toucher and Hardy, brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happens. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lopresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. Hardy, what do you want to talk about first?
I would like to talk about your Boston Bruins, who last night took on the Anaheim Ducks at the TD Garden, and the Bruins found themselves with a lead.
Taken away, Colangelo back out to center ice. McAvoy to Pastrnak, and right back in they come. Here's Geekie, scores! Morgan Geekie from the high slot rips one on the stick side. It's 2-1 Bruins.
It's actually their second lead of the night, as Casey Middlestat scored just 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the game. That was at the 8:49 mark of the second as the Bruins go up 2-1. A bit of a back-and-forth affair until Anaheim scored the next two. But no worries. Mason Lowry to the rescue.
Arvidsson backhands behind the net. Middlestat in front. And Asamon couldn't redirect that on. Lowry, center blue line, shot, scores! And they cash in just 13 seconds into the power play. We are tied at 3.
So not only did the Bruins hold the lead twice in this game, but they scored a power play goal near the end of the second period. Things looking good. Everything's coming up, Bruins.
Lowry.
Take it easy.
Yeah, you get it.
Anaheim, however, would score the first two goals of the third period, and the Bruins would find themselves in a 2-goal deficit. What's the most dangerous thing in hockey, Joe Murray?
Oh, a 2-goal lead.
That is so true. David Pastrnak, prove it.
And we'll see if Boston can cut into the lead here. Pastrnak gets it back to McAvoy. Pastrnak standing out of the right point. Shot, scores! Took just 7 seconds on the power play. Pastrnak cuts it back to 5-4.
Once again, a power play goal, and with just over 5 minutes remaining, David Pastrnak gets the Bruins to within 1. Why is the 2-goal lead so dangerous? Because once you score a goal, then you're only down a goal, and what if you can add to it 25 seconds later?
Zadorov picks it up on the fly, comes all the way in across the line with numbers, centering pass, score! Geekie! And we are tied at 5!
Morgan Geekie with his second of the night, tied at 5 with 5 minutes left. Once again, we're getting power play goals, we're getting leads, we're blowing them, but then we are tying the game again.
What?
The only... But blowing goals, blowing leads? What piqued your interest there?
Can't say.
Okay, let's
out of context.
Let us just hope that the Bruins don't surrender a goal right after scoring one, because, well, that would be terrible to overcome a 2-goal deficit in the span of 25 seconds and to have it all go away 30 seconds later.
Back down the near circle. Nestorenko out of the corner. Centers right on the doorstep. They score. Terry was all by himself in front of Korpisalo. And Anaheim jumps right back in front, 6-5.
Pretty sure at that point they were announcing the Pastrnak goal.
Yes.
So they were 2 goals behind before the Bruins gave it right back. And then Anaheim would add the empty netter at the end of the game for the 7-5 win at the Garden.
Yeah, they're all upset after the game. Every single quote, every guy basically said it's embarrassing. Morgan Geekie after the game, he said it's poor. Everything's poor. Zadorov said he's embarrassed. Korpisalo said, I'm embarrassed. We all should be. Marco Sturm, we're all embarrassed. I wonder if that was like the PR thing after the game, but they've lost 6 in a row, guys. They give up goals constantly. I think they're 4th or 5th in the league in goals scored, though. But it's not sustainable when you give up 4 goals a night. They've given up 32 goals on the year. It's just their defense should be their strong point. And
yeah,
it's not.
It's the exact opposite of what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be like a kind of boring, clog the middle, grind it out, rely on goaltending and defense. First of all, what the hell's going on with Lindholm?
So it's funny. He was supposed to. He played on. Was it
He played
Sunday?
a couple games ago,
and then he took a night off
Yeah.
to be ready for the Marchand game.
Yeah,
and he didn't play.
Yeah.
So I have no clue what's going on with him, but it's got to be a more of an injury. Plus, he missed all that time last year. They said it's a hamstring or a calf. It's not leg, lower leg.
Right. Like a soft tissue.
But low rising it. Charlie McAvoy's horrible on the blue line. Horrible. He's horrible on the blue line. He's terrible. He turns the puck over a ton. They benched Middlestad the other night. Hustadinov plays, turns the puck over. So between Arvidsson and Middlestad, they're bums. They're bums.
It's going to be a tough transition because we talked about it like in 2006 when they sucked. At least there were like kids ready to come in, and they did, and they came in the next year and they made the playoffs. No one's waiting to come in. This just might take a very long time.
I'll just say this, like the team I don't think is as bad as maybe we're seeing it right now. Like my expectations were low, okay?
Yeah,
but,
not losing 6 in a row.
But those first 2 or 3 games they played this year, they were blocking shots.
Yes.
They cared about things. What's changed?
I don't know. They won the first 3 games in the way that you thought they would win, and it was like, oh, they can score a little bit. And it wasn't just the top line. There was like a scoring a little bit throughout. They looked like a team that could sneak into the A spot. They looked like a team that at the end of the year would be challenging at the end of the year to make the playoffs. And now they're scoring a ton of goals, but they're horrible defensively. And every move they made for veterans was kind of some stopgap thing to just kind of like muddle through and try to muck it up enough. You know, they didn't bring in any scores in. They brought fourth liners.
They brought back Geeky, too, to make that look like a big splash.
Exactly. So, like, you know, the way you figured they'd win was like the way they've won the first 3 games. And since then, you're right, Joe. They've been scoring a lot of goals, but they can't. They're terrible defensively, which is a shock. No one thought that.
I think they're not working hard, and the number one stat I look at is block shots. They were, Peak was having 4 or 5 a game. I'll look last night, he had 1. Callahan had 3, and he's the call-up. Zadorov had 3. They're not trying hard enough defensively, and I think it starts with McAvoy, personally.
So why is McAvoy so bad on the blue line? I understand that there were reservations about him taking over, especially like the quarterback position on the power play and being able to do things like that. But what's the disconnect with him? Would you say?
I would say he wants to be more offensive than defensive, and I think he's trying to do too much. Lowry's the better option there. I can't believe I'm saying that.
Jesus.
Right?
Well, on the power play?
On the power play.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Leroy certainly can't play defense. So, yeah, if you're going to, he's a forward essentially in playing defense. So, yeah, Leroy is probably, if McAvoy can't do it, then Leroy is their most gifted offensive defenseman. So, if anything, he would be like a power play specialist, you would think. I'm no expert, but yeah,
May I also say it would be great if maybe the goaltenders didn't give up 4, 5, 6, 7 goals.
Well, Korpisalo, I don't know about where these goals are coming from. His save percentage sucks. He just hasn't been good.
He's given up 3 or 4 every game.
Yeah. His save percentage is under 8. That's not good.
But he was actually pretty decent last year.
I understand that. And
this year, though, he's back to reality.
Right. But there was, last night there were a lot of people open in front of the net and so on and so forth. So, I get it. But, this team is going to be a real, it's no fun when they're this bad. And there's just there's one star. That's the thing is that,
I just typed in Bruins to get some sort of write-up from somebody today. Nothing. This is what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. They've lost 6 in a row, and people are going to tune out. The Patriots are playing. Celtics are back. College football's in its peak.
I have lived here when you couldn't give away Bruins tickets. This is not a guaranteed fan base in the building. Now, if you're at all good, it's a guaranteed fan base, and it's a very strong fan base. But I have lived here when no one went to games, and that was, of course, the year I bought season tickets. So, and I could not give them away. No one wanted to go. And this reeks of that.
I think it's the players, though. Like, I know people are going to blame Sweeney and Cam Neely and guys like that and Sturm. No, I just think they have guys on their team that aren't going 100.
Well, I don't blame Neely and Sweeney for this because they're rebuilding. Like, they built the team not to play this way. They built the team to, and what's Sturm going to do? I don't know.
He calls them out, though. He tells it like it is. I like it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
As you heard, Bruins lose 7-5 last night at the Garden to Anaheim. The game was 3-3 heading into the third period. It was a back-and-forth game, but the Bruins gave up 4 goals in the final frame. David Pastrnak, his 5th goal of the year. Morgan Geekie added his 4th. Bees have lost 6 in a row. They host Colorado on Saturday. The Celtics are back in action tonight against the New York Knicks. They begin a 3-game road trip. Luka Garza will miss tonight's game. He has a concussion. Grandy and Max have the call tonight right here on 98.5 The Sports, beginning at 7 o'clock with the tip-off at 7:30. On Thursday Night Football, the Chargers defeated the Vikings 37-10. Justin Herbert, 3 touchdown passes in the win. Patriots take on Cleveland on Sunday. Everyone was accounted for at practice yesterday. And Game 1 of the World Series is tonight between the Blue Jays and Dodgers. First pitch is at 8 p.m. Headlines, they are brought to you by Veterinary Urgent Care Center with 8 locations in Mass and Rhode Island. VUCC offers compassionate, convenient, and high-quality care 7 days a week. Walk in or book an appointment at veturgentcare.com. Veterinary Urgent Care Center, urgent care for your pet's urgent needs. I'm Joe Murray. Your next update is in 30 minutes.
With friends like these,
to climb up a tree.
you know.
We're the best friends you can be, my buddy and me.
Now,
Me.
more of your best morning buddies, Toucher and Hardy, on the Sports Hub.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy, and I'll tell you what. Thank God Joe Murray's here, because Joe knows far more about this than any of us. We were on the air yesterday, and we heard that Terry Rozier and Chauncey Billups had been arrested, and it's two different things, right, Joe? Like, or is it all connected?
It's so Chauncey Billups is in trouble for a poker gambling ring,
Right.
a probe, and also involved in the betting angles. So he is technically being brought in on the poker charges, but everything is connected also to basketball.
Okay, so I heard a lawyer, like an ABC News lawyer or something, an ABC News lawyer, on the radio yesterday talking about how Billups was in the most trouble out of the two. And that he would most likely get jail time because your jail time is commiserate with the amount of money. So, but if it's an illegal poker game, why would it be an issue that you're cheating? Because it's not regulated.
Okay. So the mafia,
Right.
controlled the poker scheme. They recruited Chauncey Billups, among other high-end celebrities and basketball players, in a purpose to scam people.
Right, but the thing is that what I'm I did know that, but what I'm confused about is that so the illegal poker ring would be the thing that I would think, because it's money laundering and it's in RICO and like they're not paying taxes and all these things. So that I think would be the be all end all. Like if whether they're cheating or not, I don't understand how that's
he has information on who's playing in the games and who's not. And he was sharing that information.
No.
About who's available.
This is just the poker.
Just the
I'm
poker
just talking
thing.
about just the poker.
So how can you get in trouble for cheating something when you're doing something illegal in the first place?
Like when everyone's involved in something that's illegal, and you're cheating, like, well, that's not regulated by the government.
I would say my life was threatened by them. That's what I don't know what he's going to say, but
because I'll say what was confusing is the whole angle of they were using technology to cheat these guys, and a guy lost $7 million in one night, and I'd be like, well, it's too bad. You know,
you got beat.
You got beat.
You got beat.
You sat down at a mob run poker game,
right? And they cheated you. Like I don't like. What are you going to get? Like sue for your money back? Like I mean,
probably what he's and his lawyer.
Well,
think.
that's what him and his lawyer think. And the guy from ABC News did say there's no way anybody's getting their money back. Like that's just not happening.
But this all started. I know we're hearing about the names right now. Gilbert Arenas got in trouble years ago for a poker ring. He's snitching. Is really what's going on. And Chauncey's a part of it. Damon Jones is the biggest loser in this one. He's friends with LeBron James. And he knew about LeBron not playing in a game for the Lakers. Gave information to the mob books. And that's how they ended up playing.
What is going on with LeBron right now in terms of basketball?
This is my theory.
Which is not wild.
I don't know anything. This is my theory.
You don't know anything?
I think LeBron is cooperating. I think he may know information about Damon Jones, etc. He has not started the year. He's on the injury list. It's the same thing the league did to Terry Rozier last year when he was caught up into all this as well. So I think LeBron's injury is kayfabe. I think it's not real. And I think that the league, because he's cooperating, instead of punishing him and embarrassing him and the game, he is out for this period.
Well, that's like what they did with Jordan. They go, why don't you retire for a while while this all blows over and we handle it.
But doesn't not start the season on the injury report while this kind of blows over the better way to go?
100%. I believe you are correct 1,000%.
And I don't know anything.
I
I'm
know,
just
Joe.
Following the breadcrumbs.
Joe, and I obviously know way less than you ever would. I know nothing.
But no, sometimes I get the Joe Murray said kind of thing, and I don't have any information.
No one thinks that you're talking to mob members that are rigging games. Livshat's, on the other hand, I mean, he's very, very, very in deep. But I'm of course joking.
What part of it? What part of it is kayfabe?
The injury.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't go breaking kayfabe.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's Sarge.
Don't go breaking kayfabe.
Okay, so they knew about. So I heard the kid that used to cover LeBron saying Windhorst saying that the league knew about Rozier and they let him come back and play. But do you believe Rozier's lawyer at all when they were like, okay, the FBI came to him and they're like, you might know something about this, and then he like they were like, okay, and they were working with the FBI, and then the FBI grandstanded a perk walk with him like out like of his house in the middle of the night, because you don't usually get the head of the FBI going, oh, we caught like an illegal poker ring.
Yeah,
like I mean, so Stephen A. Smith's theory, if you watched him on First Take, was, and he dabbles in the politics, is he said that if he's talked to commissioners around the league, he used Bad Bunny playing the halftime of the NFL Super Bowl and ICE saying they're going to arrest everyone around there. Then he said that, this is like, Trump is on this retribution run. This is Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith said, Trump is on this retribution run. And, obviously he is. He wants Comey. He wants all these guys. And he's pissed at the leagues, and the leagues are all aware of this, and that this is just the tip of the iceberg. So when Stephen A. Smith said that, Rozier, not Billups, and not the other guy who's way into it, but with Rozier, just Rozier, I'm wondering if this is a bit of a grandstand going like, look at who we got. And we'll see just where this all lands with him. And, people go, only 0.4 people up in federal cases get off. Yeah, okay. But, like, what is really the punishment for Rozier going to be? Or if this was just, look, hey, NBA, you just had opening night. Guess what? The day after, we're going to blow up this thing. We're waiting to announce it, and we're going to perp walk a current player out of his house in the middle of the night.
Why? Because someone's trying to settle a score. Someone felt slighted. It's not entirely personal. Look, I get it. You can't have this, and it's the thing we've talked about time and time again. The one thing you can't have is even the appearance of impropriety in these games. But the Chauncey Billups poker thing, that seems oddly unconnected to this. If they want to go after him for a racketeering charge, fine. But why else do it other than to embarrass the league?
Well, he was involved. Keep reading it.
But he's not named in it. But why even bring that poker part into it?
Because it connects it. Because it brings in the mob and like all this stuff. Yeah. So like, but specifically, and I don't know, Joe, if you would even think of this as a possibility, but just specifically Rozier, I would be not shocked if, and I think Gilbert Arenas, he's insane. So Gilbert Arenas, no doubt flipped. But I think the Rozier arrest, just maybe, just if you keep an eye on this 2 years from now, maybe he's not in jail.
Yeah, he had to give his house up, $6 million and a bunch. He's in trouble. Listen,
he's in trouble.
This guy would tell his family he was going to leave a game early to an injury.
Right.
And when he would return home, he would meet said mob member with $200,000 cash. This is all in the document. So this whole Terry Rozier, the grandstanding thing, yeah, they probably are trying to he was cooperating, so it was kind of that type of move.
That was what the lawyer said, is that he was cooperating.
He was.
So, like, you screwed him by perp walking him out and making him a big part of this.
Yes.
I don't doubt Terry Rozier did anything wrong.
Well, the integrity of the game he damaged.
NBA, no question. He's never playing the NBA again. But the NBA's got a lot to answer for letting him play again.
Yes.
However, I believe, according to his attorney and what Stephen A. Smith said, perhaps Rozier was cooperating and they were like, we want to make this look bigger than it is, so we're going to arrest your client. And the lawyer's like, what the hell?
Yes.
I mean, because his lawyer's the only lawyer that was like, Jesus Christ, why is my guy arrested in all this? Like, why you make a big spectacle of him when he's cooperating with you? Da 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 da. Anyway, I just thought Stephen A. Smith's thing was was interesting on this. All right, Bert Breer's here. He's got a whole gambling thing. I mean, the Ohio State is really like the mob with all the paying and underhanded.
Remember those
crap.
tattoo things that they had years ago?
So many. The Urban Meyer was basically running the mob. I'm a pro on cover-ups. Yeah, you are a pro on cover-ups. You are with that terrible, terrible excuse of a school that you support. I hope all the winning's worth it, Bert.
It is.
For your children to see this example. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Bert's with us for an hour.
The triple delight is chicken, beef, and shrimp stir-fried with broccoli, water chestnuts, mushrooms, and bok choy.
Don't go breaking kayfabe.
You know I'm not a bad guy.
I'm Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
And I'm Iron Sheik.
But we are friends in real life.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
third. They give up 4 goals in the final frame. David Pastrnak added his 5th. Morgan Geekie is 4th. The Bees have lost 6 in a row. They'll host Colorado on Saturday. The Celtics, they're back in action tonight. They play on the road in New York as they're beginning a 3-game road trip. Luka Garza will miss the game. He's dealing with a concussion. Grandy and Max, they have the call beginning at 7 p.m. tonight right here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Thursday Night Football saw Justin Herbert throw 3 touchdown passes in the Chargers. 37-10 win. The Patriots, they take on Cleveland this Sunday. No one accounted for on the injury report. And Game 1 of the World Series is tonight. Blue Jays, Dodgers. First pitch is at 8 p.m. Headlines, they are brought to you by 128 Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric, the company that finishes every job strong. If your home or business has a plumbing, HVAC, electrical, or drain issue that can't wait, you need to call 128 now at 888-CALL-128. I'm Joe Murray. Your next update in 30 minutes.
Get the app.
There's the potential there for big stuff.
98.5 The Sports Hub app. Get the app. Hey, listen, if you've got to go, we understand, but make sure you bring the Sports Hub app with you so you can hear more of Toucher and Hardy.
That's what I want on my tombstone.
On the Sports Hub.
Yeah, Miles Garrett. Yeah, he's one of the best players in the league, and somebody you got to know where he's at, and it's a lot of credit to him. He plays hard, and he's disruptive, and he's good in the run game and the pass game, and it's going to be a tough challenge.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. Joe Murray's in for Wallach, so things are way better. If you want to watch us, you can watch us on...
He has a much better voice than John. You know, it's very resonant. It's very soothing. It's
just like John's voice is like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
Especially early in the morning.
Oh, he's so hungover and with all the crack. Oh, whoops. I signed something I wouldn't talk about his crack addiction. So Bert Breer's here from MMQB. I have a
Wasn't
question.
it medicinal though originally for the tumor? Didn't they prescribe him crack and then you get hooked on it?
Yeah, if they're taking away hearing in one of your ears, they do say rock cocaine is the way to go. Crack. I'll do anything.
Free base.
What do you want me to do to you? I don't have any money. Okay, so Gary Gulman, our friend Gary Gulman, who I've not talked to in a long time, is coming in. I have a question, and you're a writer, Bert, so you can participate in this.
Yep.
I have purchased his book, Misfit, if you're watching on YouTube. It's very funny. I'm going to ask him to sign it.
Okay.
Now Now here is where we go. Adam,
I'm doing the same.
Well, you stole it from the library? All right. So if I wrote a book, and I'm very friendly with Gary. If you watch the B-reel or the extras of his Judd Apatow DVD, I am featured. But I don't talk to him all the time. If I wrote a book and a acquaintance of mine said, "Would you mind signing it?" I'd be incredibly flattered. Mm-hmm. However, I don't know if it's not like we get our picture taken with the guys for the internet. I don't understand like signing the book. I think like, look, I went through the process of buying and reading it.
Okay, so
will you sign it for me?
You're gonna have to give me a minute here, okay?
Yes, I will.
All right. So number one, a friend of mine, Paul Tremblay, who I've talked about before, and he's written great horror novels. He's a wonderful author. When he has a new book, The Last Couple, he has just given me a copy that he's already signed. Like, that's really nice because I don't necessarily want to ask, especially since we're like, friends on top of it. Now, just last night, I did a thing at the Quincy 400 with Dennis Lehane, which I was so excited to do and so nervous to do and prep for that more than I have for anything in a while. And it was a great event. So many people there, and we had to do an hour-long Q&A in front of people, and afterward, he was doing a signing. Now, I have many Dennis Lehane books that I have devoured and love, and, I really wanted to make this connection with him. What I didn't want was at any point during our interaction to say, like, now let me once again put up the barrier of fan and celebrity and have you sign this. Like, I didn't want that to be a thing. I would rather I have in my mind, Fred, one day I'll be in LA or he'll be back in Boston. I'll run into him and we'll be like, hey, we had that one night together that was really great. And I didn't ruin it by asking you to sign a copy of Small Mercies.
Right. So I was just thinking about this when Fred brought it up, because as a grown adult, I would almost never go up to somebody and ask for their autograph, right? Like, I just wouldn't. I think a book is different, though. Like,
I agree.
I think a book is different. Like, I've gotten, like, obviously because I have friends who've written books in my line of work. Like, they'll send me a book, like you said, it'll already be signed, right? Like, so that happens a lot.
And that's nice.
And I would say, like, if I was an athlete and I'm 45, a 45-year-old came up to me and asked me for my autograph, I would think it was weird. However, like, if I spent time writing a book and somebody took the time to read my book and that same adult came up to me and asked, hey, would you sign the book? I would actually probably see it as a sign of respect. And I don't know why there's a difference.
I agree. Like, I never asked Gary for his autograph. I'm not an idiot.
Right.
But, like, I almost am
like
doing
I really enjoyed your book.
See, it's not even like I want the book signed as much. Like, because, like, I have signed books. I have Bret Easton Ellis. I have a Hunter Thompson signed. I've signed books that I've had signed. But, like, to me, it's almost like, hey, dude, congratulations on this achievement.
This took a lot of work.
This took a lot of work. Like I respect it enough, and I would be honored to have a copy that you have personalized to me.
Why don't you do some more work and sign this for me? You should be signing something for him. Signing a congratulatory
He has the tattoo that he already got of my signature across his bottom.
Has anyone ever asked you guys for your autograph?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I have been, and I won't do it. Because what's my autograph going to do?
It's like having Waldick here after.
When I've been asked for it, I laugh. Like, I'm like,
yeah, me too. Like, what?
I'll sign and be like, yeah, if you want it, yeah, sure. I'll vandalize your piece of property.
It's more I'm asked to sign stuff by people like, can you sign this thing for such and such a client or for such and such a client's kid?
Yeah.
It's not so much like I take a ton of selfies with people.
Yeah, that's
but I do not. Yeah, I don't have
selfie is the new autograph.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of people asking me for my autograph. I do sign things because people ask me to sign them, but it's not for them.
I also think because everybody's got 7 zillion photos in their phone, there is something about like an autograph that's more permanent. And so, like, when it's somebody's book, like somebody who's an author, you wouldn't be like, oh, I enjoyed your book. Like, I'm going to take a picture with you. It would make sense to have them sign the book because there's a permanence to it.
I know if I wrote a book in especially like Dennis Lehane is different. He's written a ton of books and he's an author. I'd still have him sign the book, but I get like why you didn't. But if Gary's wrote one book, it's like I have enough of a relationship with him where I feel like if I'm like, hey, dude, it took me a while, but I got it. I read it. And I really enjoyed it. Could you sign it to me? I'd like to have this. Now I'd like to have it because it just would mean if I'm Gary, I'm like, oh wow. I never in a million years if someone asked me to sign my book.
I'll give you guys.
I would go like, wow, great, yeah, this is awesome that you enjoyed it that much. I would look at it as almost an honor to sign the book.
This just popped in my head, and I think this is. I think maybe this is a decent example. So, Emily lost her dad now almost 3 years ago, and so I read a book that Luke Russert wrote, and I'm friendly with Luke because he's a huge Bills fan and huge NFL fan. So. Luke wrote a book about his dad passing and like processing it and dealing with it. And
Tim Russert? Who's
Tim
Russert's
Tim
kid.
Russert's
Okay.
dad, yeah.
All right, go ahead.
So
he farted on air once.
It was, but the book was outstanding, incredible. And so I said, hey, Luke, I love the book. Could you sign I told him what happened with Emily's dad, and I said, would you sign it and write a note to he obviously did it. And when I gave it to Emily, that was meaningful because the person who wrote the book had a nice little note about what about losing his dad, and it was a nice little piece of advice in there. And so some things like that, I just think it's almost like books take you back to when things like that were meaningful.
But it's also a time investment. I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
So Tom Green comes in the studio, and I had read Tom Green's book. He was not promoting his book. I had read Tom Green's book, which I liked, and Tom Green's in here, and I did not have him sign the book. But I asked him about Drew Barrymore, and he goes, "Oh, I don't really want to talk about that." And I said, "Tom, I bought and read your book. Everything is on the table." Nikki Sixx comes on. He wrote the Heroin Diaries. He comes on with some guy from some garbage band that he's like going on tour with. I go, "Nikki, like, you know, in the Heroin Diaries, just come out. Heroin Diaries, you know, you say da-da-da-da." He goes, "Yeah, I don't want to talk about that." I go, "Dude, I read it." And he goes, yeah, but I don't want to talk about it. I go, "Okay, goodbye." If
you're putting it in a book and it's out there for everybody.
And I read it, if I read, this isn't Gary. Now, this is a different subject. Gary, I talk to no matter what. But, like, my thing with Tom Green and Nikki Sixx and these guys is that I went through, like, the respect for you to the thoughts that you put down in thought enough to put through a book and to release. I went through the process of reading it. The least you could do out of the respect, now that I'm interviewing you, is address things that you put in a book.
Yes.
So, like, and then Tom Green was super cool after that, because I was like, "You understand?" I go to him, "You understand where I'm coming from?" I'm like, "Dude, I read it. Like, no one made me. I did it for pleasure. Like, I have, like, so I feel like I know about you what you want to be known. I would like to discuss that with you. I'm not, like, being sensational. I'm not asking you about Drew Barrymore." And it wasn't even anything controversial. I wasn't like, 1992 Howard Stern in them. I was like, it was like a legit question, like it was like a more of a broader conversation.
Well, you might want to crack the spine on that Gulman book to make it look like you've actually read it before he gets here.
Well, give it the ring dinger.
Yeah.
What?
Dog ear a few pages, something.
No, not a hard cover. It's hardcover.
I think
it's a good look.
You know what?
I think mine. I like the jacket on that book.
I think mine might already be signed because I pre-ordered. I gave Gary my money before the thing was even published, and I think they signed. I think he may have signed the pre-order.
You know why I bought it so late is because I didn't think there was any way he wasn't going to send me an advance copy. Like, I was like, "There's no way he's not sending me an advance copy." Like, you got to figure the publishing house would go, "Oh yeah, we're going to send it to the guy in Boston that has him on." I have no doubt that he's doing Kiss before us today, by the way. No thought of it.
I was just looking on their website to see if there was any hints. That's funny.
Well, they're not going to put it on their website. There's this
looks like
there's this old belief from the Maddie days years ago that you do Kiss and then us, and then I that's a fool's errand, my friend.
May I just ask Bert, and if you can do this in a minute or two, how did the Keyshawn Booty thing end with the gambling stuff?
I don't even I honestly I don't know.
Like, it just disappeared one day.
Yeah,
he made like hundreds of thousands of bets.
I think,
just got off.
I think he might have given me a project for later today.
I'm glad I can contribute to you.
Okay, so I'll ask you this:
charges were dropped.
So he brought up the gambling.
Yep.
Stephen A. Smith was on First Take yesterday, and he said, he does political talk now too. Like, Stephen A. Smith is, which I think
he said it was an attack on the NBA, right?
So, So Stephen A. Smith, by the way, is making a huge mistake at veering into politics. But anyway, the what he said is that the people that he's talked to, Trump is looking to go after because he feels he was wronged by these leagues. It's like the Bad Bunny thing with ICE. It's the league. And he said that he's talked to people around these leagues, and this is just the tip of the iceberg.
He's settling scores.
That he has issues.
Which is why the NFL is tiptoeing around him.
And you know why he's pissed at the NFL is because of the whole thing with Rizzo when he said, I'll screw over the USFL when he owned the Generals if you give me an NFL team, and Rizzo said, you'll never own an NFL team.
Right. Not only that, there was the whole, the fight in 2017 over the anthem.
Yes, he's still pissed about that, according to Stephen A. Smith.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, there's lots of those things. And I think one thing that you guys want to watch here. Now, I thought this was really interesting. So Roger Goodell did a photo op with Trump in the Oval Office in the spring. And that was to promote that they were going to have the 27 draft. I think it is. Yeah. 27 draft on the National Mall. So I was like, that looks funny. I don't remember ever seeing that before. So I spent like a couple hours, and I just went through the internet trying to find any picture I could of a sitting president and an NFL commissioner doing a photo op, because I was like, the NFL never does these sorts of things. They always try to stay as far away from these things as possible. And you know when the last time that a commissioner did a photo op with the president was?
Was it Reagan?
No, 2003. And it was because the kickoff game was Jets versus Redskins. And believe it or not, I think it was the big Lavernius Coles revenge game.
The huge one.
But the kickoff game was going to be in D.C., so Bush did a photo op with Tagliabue. But Goodell's been commissioner for 20 years and never did a photo op with Bush would have been president when he came in, Obama, Trump, Biden, none until now. So I started digging around on why. And the best answer I could come to is they are nervous that Trump is going to block the ESPN NFL Network merger. Because he can. Because that's a Justice Department thing. As you guys know, working in radio, how this stuff works, there's antitrust stuff, and so he can come in and block them. And so if you watch the way that they've discussed Trump over the course of the last 6 months, it's so different than it was 7 or 8 years ago. It is so – they're scared of him.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was the whole Jimmy Kimmel thing, is that the FCC the day before Kimmel was removed was saying that they wanted him removed, and then they were going to block the Disney deal the billions of dollar deal that they were making with another conglomerate because they needed FCC approval.
Right.
And that was the thing that everyone knew. And there were people in media that were like, no. And then you're like, well, yes, that's exactly what happened.
Right.
Whatever about Kimmel. But no, it was the government saying, we don't like what this guy's saying. If you don't remove him, we're going to block this deal.
And so that was like the Pete Rose thing also. Like in baseball, they let Pete Rose in. Well, that was something that was like a Donald Trump initiative. Like Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. And so, because so much of their money, so much of the money for the major sports leagues is tied up in media now. And because Trump has power over media, right, through the Justice Department, like all these leagues are fearful of retribution for things they did in the past, retribution for things they do now. The Bad Bunny thing has a chance to turn into a bleep show.
Well, yeah, and then it puts the NFL in a terrible predicament because they don't want to piss off Trump, but also if you then say because of Bad Bunny being from Puerto Rico and the Spanish thing and whatever about him being whatever, I don't even know what he did. But whatever he did. Yeah. But so they're in a really difficult position because if you remove him, then you're pissing off you're pissing off this international audience that you really want to get into.
And that's why you're trying. And the reason Bad Bunny makes sense for them, again, I didn't even know who Bad Bunny was before.
Thank you for saying that because you're really on a limb here.
Yeah, I didn't know who he was. But the reason they're doing it is if Roger's been very focused on YouTube because he knows that's where the kids are. Mm-hmm. And they're having more trouble than ever getting to a younger audience. Because it's harder to get their games on TV than it's ever been before. So they have to find a way to meet younger people where they are. So it's YouTube and then it's international. Mm-hmm. And those are the two buckets they're trying to fill here by making Bad Bunny the halftime show. At the same time, they're trying to thread the needle and not piss off Trump.
Right. And so that whole thing, I'm glad you brought up Booty, Joe, because it's according to Stephen A. Smith, who's got his feet in both worlds. And by the way, Stephen A. Smith is not playing either side. His whole thing is, I'm going to be this neutral political observer. So it's not, believe me.
I'm the voice of reason.
Yeah, believe me. He's not, you can't just go, oh, he's anti-Trump, because he's certainly not. So his thing, and when he made this statement, he wasn't even taking a side, because I know a lot of people are super fired up to just go, this isn't a team thing. Like one side or the other. He is saying
this is
it's a fact. Like this is what's happening. He's not opining on it. He's just saying that Trump has scores to settle and that he's going to come after these leagues, and it's just the tip of the iceberg.
It's hard to say anything now, though, without somebody thinking you're on one team or the other.
Well, that's why I'm saying that
there's so many people that are so entrenched.
Well, no, it's people's identities now,
right?
And which is the thing with my father is super right wing, and how do you talk to your father? Because I love my father, and I don't particularly care. Yeah. It's not my whole identity isn't wrapped up in political belief. All right, we'll be back in just a moment with more Bert.
You're listening to
Yeah, I'm trying to get to those guys that are running.
Everyone goes over to 93.7. Stephen A. Smith hates Trump. He's a Democrat. So before you little bitches go spreading your rumors, get the facts. A lot of people wish you never came back. You ruined the show. He does his show with Bill O'Reilly.
He does not hate Trump.
In fact, there's rumors of him running for president as a Republican. So you're just wrong.
Well, the problem is the problem is people like that are in their own echo chamber. And so anybody dissenting with even like a little bit of their opinion is definitely on the other side.
And what's funny is that Stephen A. Smith wants to get into this political realm either as a politician or as a commentator. He already is as a commentator. He does a show with Cuomo and Bill O'Reilly. And the idea is that he's the neutral between the two of them. I mean, it's just a fact. Mm-hmm. In fact, it's a little infuriating, like how much in the middle he is. I wish he would just pick a side. And I don't watch a lot of it, but I just know he does it. So, and he didn't even say anything anti-Trump. He just said Trump is looking to settle scores, which he is, and that the league should watch out. But of course, this guy throws a hissy fit because I don't even know why. Because you're a maniac, and anything you hear remotely involving the presidency throws you into a little hissy fit about garbage.
Trump settling scores isn't even an opinion.
No, he's already settling scores, and people like it. So if you like that he settles scores, you like that he settles scores. I don't understand it. Like, it's a fact, and if you like it, you like it, and if you don't, you don't.
Right.
But he's doing it, and all I'm saying is it's a sports show that Stephen A. Smith, who's the biggest sports commentator in the world, says that he has heard from the leagues that this is just the tip of the iceberg. And if you don't like that, take it up with the ether in the universe, because it's the way the universe is. You effing idiot. Oh, you baby. Ugh. All right. Anyway, so if you are a national guy, we have this conversation a lot. MVP voting right now, where does Drake May land? Now that Baker Mayfield had a very bad week.
He's top 5 somewhere in there. I would say if I had a vote right now, it might be Mahomes. Like, I just think Mahomes is playing at an insanely high level. He had to carry the team early. He's played at an off-the-charts level of late. I think he's back to being the best player in football after Josh Allen took that mantle from him last year. So I would say Mahomes would probably get my vote right now. I think Drake's in there. I think Baker Mayfield's in there. You know who's not getting who doesn't get any run for this award?
Taylor?
Taylor's a good one. I like that.
I like Taylor. Taylor could be offensive player of the year.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I just thought that was
Taylor.
the answer.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, if you're talking running backs, I think Christian McCaffrey deserves some credit too. Like, because I think McCaffrey has been like the one constant for San Francisco. They're 5-2, so I think McCaffrey deserves like some mention too if we're talking about non-quarterbacks. What about Jared Goff?
Well, I think people still look at Jared Goff as being a guy who is blessed with talent, and whether it's
around him,
whether it's not just it was Gibbs in the last game, but you'll get spectacular plays made by Laporta, and it doesn't necessarily he doesn't jump off the screen the way Mahomes does. He just doesn't.
Right, but I mean, like, if you're just like looking at the numbers right now, Herbert is number 1 in yards because he's played one game more than everybody right now. But Goff's top 10 in yards. His quarterback rating, I believe, his quarterback rating is 116.4. His quarterback rating is identical to Drake's.
Here's something.
He's right with Drake in completion percentage. He's thrown for, 8 yards. 8 yards per attempt. I just, and they're winning. His touchdown to interception ratio is 15-3. Do you think the talent around him is that outrageous? It's good. It's really, really good. But
people still have a tough time wrapping their head around Jared Goff being an MVP.
I think it's like because Sean gave up on him. And look, I love Sean, but Sean would tell you like he was a really good player for them too, and they needed a little bit more to get over the top. But that doesn't mean that's the end of Jared Goff's story. I've been meaning to look this up. How many quarterbacks have led multiple franchises to conference championship games?
I don't know.
There aren't very many of them, right?
No.
I mean, Joe Montana did, Tom Brady did, Peyton Manning did, but like I can't think of too many guys who led multiple franchises that deep into the playoffs. Like, what does the guy need to do to get respect?
Favre.
Well,
Stafford.
I don't think people.
Oh no, sorry,
Stafford hasn't.
Lions.
No.
My bad.
A lot of
Goff
this,
took the Lions
not
farther
Stafford.
than Stafford.
Yeah, Stafford never won a playoff
Just
game.
one quick thing on Baker Mayfield, though, because you said now that he's had a bad game. If in the MVP running, can you have a bad game like Baker Mayfield did and have it show up as like, okay, this team had no chance against the Lions. Why? Because Baker Mayfield had that one bad game. It wouldn't, in my mind, necessarily hurt his MVP odds because it just proves how valuable he is. And if he's off, then you can't win.
And Hardy, we're staring at the thing that's 6 inches in front of our face now. What happened in Week 7 isn't going to really, probably won't affect the MVP race. Like so when we get to the end of this,
you understand what I'm saying, though.
When we get to
Right, but if you look at the way odds move and things like that, and perception moves. I mean, no one would have thought what were the Chiefs 1-3 or something that the Chiefs were, then the Chiefs run off a bunch of victories and now Mahomes is the MVP.
Yeah.
The NFL is overly analyzed every week. We do it. The NFL's talked about far more than any other league. They play once a week and everyone loses their mind week by week.
Sure.
I think Goff doesn't get the credit that he deserves because he plays for the Lions, and I don't blame people, but the Lions are known as a disaster.
He's a
of
really
franchise.
good quarterback. If you
He's
watch him
surgical.
play.
I watch him play almost every week,
right.
and he's surgical with what he does. And I think he's a very good quarterback, but I don't think anyone that he's ever going to get it because he doesn't run. He doesn't.
He's not flashy.
He's not flashy at all. He doesn't break tackles.
Now I will say this. He doesn't have like a cannon the way Drake does or Josh Allen. He is a beautiful thrower of football, though. Like his stroke,
right?
Like he has like when you watch him, like it's textbook the way the guy throws the football.
His ball placement is brilliant.
If
you look at the way, look at Amon St. Brown. Like when he in stride. That's why is it St. Brown or Goff? Like you could make that. Like who's
and that's it between St. Brown. He's got 2 running backs to help him.
He's got Williams, but Williams was a project when he came in.
Like you could argue that like Goff has made more of all of these guys because he was the veteran that brought St. Brown along, that brought Williams along. Williams took time, was very immature coming out.
Yes.
Right? Like they trade away T.J. Hawkinson. Sam Laporta now is a really good tight end. All of these guys outside of David Montgomery came in as young players and developed with Jared Goff as their quarterback, which I think is
multiple coordinators too.
Now he's doing it with Ben Johnson. So
right. To finish off that question, Kurt Warner,
Johnny Morton,
Kurt Warner's
a good one. Yep.
And then they put Drew Brees and Craig Morton in there, but Drew Brees wasn't a starter at the time, though, right, with the Chargers. So, they mentioned the Chargers.
Drew Brees didn't get to it.
Chargers and Saints. That's what it says here, according to.
Drew Brees didn't get to an AFC Championship game with the Chargers.
Not with the Chargers. Maybe this thing's lying to me.
They were 12
Kurt
and
Warner
4.
would be
They
the
were
guy.
12-4. The Chargers were in 2004 when Rivers was a rookie. But I believe no, because the championship game that year was Patriots and Colts, right? Or Patriots and Steelers.
Yep. So it's Brady, Manning, Favre, Goff.
It's a short list.
And Warner.
So anyway, I think Drake.
By the way, Kurt Warner, the worst color analyst in all of football that I've ever heard. John, real quick. John, go ahead.
Real quick, MVP Matt Stafford, and believe it or not, Kerry Collins led Carolina and the Giants to conference championship games.
There you go.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Oh,
How about
wow.
that? Kerry Collins, yeah.
Oh, Kerry Collins, Penn State's.
State.
Nice job.
Penn State's
That's fantastic.
favorite. Went to college with
so it turns out not that big a deal.
To bring it back to your question, though, Fred, I think he's very much in the running. And, I think he's playing at an unbelievable level. I think I got in a huge argument with Felger over it last night on TV. I think they're doing a good job of balancing having him as a playmaker and doing stuff from the pocket. This is going to buy him time to develop, right? So I think the one point I want to get across about this, too, because I know there's been a big discussion point, is he protecting himself enough, right?
You're talking about May.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we can all agree he needs to slide more, right?
Mhm.
He needs to take care of himself. You cannot eliminate him as a runner.
Right.
Because what he is doing as a runner is messing with defenses in ways that people cannot see. It limits what a defense can do in coverage. It forces a defense to
put a spy on him, and you can't rush him. You can't rush him like you would a non-mobile quarterback.
Can't rush him the same way. So, in a very complicated game, and in an era where defenses are trying to throw a million different things at you, a quarterback's athleticism can limit what a defense throws at you, and can simplify that picture, and can create plays that wouldn't exist from the pocket, and it's just the way that guys develop now. They don't develop the same way they used to. And by the way, it's harder now because defenses are more complex than they were 25 years ago. It's much more difficult to be a pure pocket quarterback. Like, to me, Joe Burrow is like the unicorn. As far as guys who become superstars, most guys develop the way that Drake is developing now. Your Mahomes, your Allens, like this was what Ben Roethlisberger was, right? You have you buy yourself time to develop the pocket stuff by being an athlete and by threatening defenses that way. And I had a great conversation with Greg Roman about this, who's the Chargers offensive coordinator, and what they told Justin Herbert over the summer. So he went to Oregon and spent some time with him during the break, and he brought cut-ups of Mahomes and Allen. And it was all the stuff that they were doing with their legs that just affected the defense in a zillion different ways. And Roman's point was that he wanted Herbert to run more, not less. And he said, you don't know how demoralizing that is for a defense when they've got a good rush plan, when they've got it covered, and now all of a sudden here comes the 6'5", 240-pound quarterback, and they ripped off 7 yards and the chains are moving.
Mm-hmm.
It completely deflates and demoralizes a defense. It forces you to cover if you're a defensive back. It could force you to cover for 5 seconds instead of 2.
Well,
it affects you in so many different ways.
Well, I mean, just watching.
Drake's doing that now.
Right. And if you watch Josh Allen play and you just see him, I mean, you have to be able to extend plays now in the NFL. Like, you have to be able to extend plays, and you have to, you've seen with your own eyes, you've seen games where quarterbacks are getting loose and picking up if 3rd and 7 and you can pick up a first down with your legs when everything is broken down. The secondary is covering everything perfectly. There's a rush that you can evade and end up picking up first down. It's absolutely demoralizing. I mean, we've seen it 1 trillion times. I mean,
it's demoralizing as a fan to watch that happen.
Exactly. Believe me, I see it all the time. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
last week in scout team practice and just trying to battle adversity. And he was defensive end and dropped out and got me. So just bouncing that and moving on from. I think those things will help you grow and help you shoot that may happen in the game and bounce back.
I can't listen to him. It's so boring. I can't do it. Yeah, I can't hear it. I just don't care.
We did it. That was your idea. I was cranking up the time. The first clip of the hour was 12 seconds. The second one was 21. That one was 28.
Yeah, he's great. I'm very jealous that the Patriots have him. I like him. I have nothing against him. I can't hear him talk. There's nothing that he's saying that's of any interest to me. He plays football brilliantly. I don't want to hear him talk. So email me complaining about that too. Stay tuned for your chance to win tickets to Witches Woods. Bert Breer from MMQB is in here. All right. Cleveland, does that pose a challenge to the Patriots?
Yep. It should test you up front, like your Jarrett Wilson and Will Campbell on the left side. I think in particular, that defense is really good. They're going to throw a lot at you. You guys watched Jim Schwartz over the years. He's a
lovely guy.
He's aggressive, and
Josh McDaniels owns him.
And they're going to look, and they're going to look to get to the quarterback and affect the quarterback, and they've got the guys up front to do it. And so, I think we're going to find out a little bit more about Will Campbell this weekend, who has, I think, done a good job of at least stabilizing the left tackle spot. And I felt this way forever. If you don't have a left tackle, I still think it's one of the most important positions on the field. People have said it's not as important as it used to be. I think it still is. If you don't have one, you have nothing on your offensive line. And if you have a good one, it can stabilize everything. And I don't know that Will Campbell will ever be a great left tackle, but that position has been a dumpster fire for them, and he's stabilized it.
What is the reasoning behind people who say the left tackle is not as important
because
as it used to be?
Some of the best rushers, it used to be that all the best pass rushers were playing on the open side, which is the right defensive side, the left offensive side. Now more often you're seeing the best rusher on the other side. You're seeing in nickel packages them moving guys around to create matchups.
Right.
So there's more creativity now in football where the defensive coaches are manipulating matchups. So it's less about just
the
mono
blind
mono
right.
mono mono. But I would say this: I can look at so many examples over the years of a team not being great except for at their left tackle spot. San Francisco is a great example of it. They don't have it. They haven't had a ton of great linemen there over the last 5 or 6 years. Yet the offensive line's never been a problem. Why? Because they have Trent Williams at left tackle. The Rams for all those years, they weren't great. They were good. They weren't great elsewhere on the offensive line, but they had Andrew Whitworth at left tackle. So it can stabilize what you're doing. And if you don't have one, we've seen the last few years what it looks like.
And
the Jets for years didn't have a left tackle, and it really affected them.
Right, and then they've used first-round picks on lines.
Right.
DeBrickashaw Ferguson was a big
one.
And give Mangold a kidney already, all right? The guy needs a kidney.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so you think it poses a problem. Is the first real test for them at Tampa Bay? Is that a game that if they win,
I think they could lose this week.
Oh, you do?
I do. I because Cleveland upset. So Cleveland upset the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to look at their schedule here, but
dropped 31 last week.
Yeah, I like Cleveland's. If you play well, you beat them. But Cleveland, I think, has enough strength on their roster that they can challenge you in certain ways. And one thing that they've been able to do is since Quinshon Judkins got in the lineup, they've created a formula for winning where it's shorten the game with the running game, limit the amount of possessions the opponents have, win the game with the defense. So what the Patriots need to prevent is the Browns taking the game into a dark alley and just turning it into a street fight, which is what they're trying to do every week. And that means finding a way to solve your slow starts problem, right? The Patriots have had this issue where they're a little slow getting out of the gate. They're not doing great defensively. This is a team you want to jump up on 10-0, 14-0 really early on, and then you can start to play the game on your terms.
It'd be nice to see the Patriots do
What
that
makes you
anyway,
think- what
as
makes you
opposed
think-
to giving up, the score on the first possession.
What makes you think the Patriots are much better than the Falcons?
I don't, but they play the Falcons. Oh, I don't think they're much better than the
That's
Falcons.
next week.
Well, Bijan is concerning.
Bijan is like one of the best players in all football.
He is very concerning.
Yeah,
I think they're better at quarterback, obviously.
The
but-
Falcons haven't been consistent is the problem, but the Falcons have flashed how good they can be, and I think the Falcons have a better roster than you do.
Can they win on the road?
So Penix has not been as good as May, and May is the difference maker.
Right.
But I would still say, like, if you go man for man, the Falcons probably have a better roster, don't you guys think?
Yeah, but I've been through this exercise with this Patriots
I know.
team, and I
Who's the
thought the
better
Jets
coach?
had a better roster. So
Doesn't
what do I
it
know?
come down to the coach and the quarterback, though? Like, in the end, when these matchups
Vrabel's
happen,
done a great job.
And you mentioned Schwartz. People say I never compliment Josh McDaniels. He's owned Schwartz. He's had huge games against Schwartz.
How many of those games were with Tom Brady at quarterback, though?
Nothing counts with Brady. We've learned that with Belichick.
I tell you why the Patriots win this weekend.
I love Josh, but there's a difference.
We'll find out this week.
It's a trap game for Cleveland because they're looking ahead already at the Jets the following week.
Oh,
And
I meant to
they-
ask you,
Big opportunity there.
do you need boots on the ground in Cincinnati today? Because if you can give me a couple field passes, I'm going to be in Cincinnati.
He's going to the game.
I'm going to see Jets Cincinnati. Jets Cincinnati
Joe
this
Flacco,
weekend.
Tyrod Taylor this weekend.
Tyrod Taylor's not. They're playing mind games. You don't know Tyrod Taylor starting in that game. They got to keep him guessing.
The owner says they just complete a pass. They'd be fine.
Woody Johnson is brilliant. Don't talk about him.
The Woody Johnson thing was amazing. Like the nuance of the Woody Johnson thing too. Did you guys notice the hat he was wearing? I was standing right there for that.
It was a ball cap, but what was on it?
Crystal Palace. It's a soccer team.
Oh, nice.
So the soccer team's doing well. So
Well,
that
all right, just one Burt blast. The Patriots could lose this weekend. Who are you actually picking?
The Patriots.
There you go.
6.5.
Blast.
Yeah. But I do think like the Falcons. To me, like the Falcons are kind of like they're talented enough where they beat Buffalo more. They beat Buffalo more convincingly than you did. But they kind of took it to the Bills. So I just think the Falcons are the good example of a team that's like middle of the league, but that's like if you're chalking that up as a win, like I think you're really probably not paying attention to anything that's happening outside of 495.
Burt Blast.
Well, if you want to give me if you want to pull some strings, give me field passes for that game, I'd be more than happy to report from you. I know
Cincinnati's actually, believe it or not, one of the tightest in the league when it comes to the pregame field pass.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I mean, their ownership is fantastic. I would imagine they keep it real close. What a terrible ownership. But not Woody Johnson bad. Caller number 10 to the contest line, 617-931-0985 will win a pair of tickets to Witches Woods and a $50 gift card to the Outlook Restaurant, Witches Woods Haunted Hayride and Halloween Scream Park in the Neshoba Valley ski area. Visit witcheswoods.com for more info. Bert, thank you so much.
Thanks, Bert.
Thanks, guys.
When we come back, we will play. We have Joe here, so we can play in and out with Joe. We'll play in and out.
In or out.
In or out. In and out is what I like to play with Joe. We'll play in or out with Joe in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Bill Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Bruins have now lost 6 in a row after their 7-5 defeat at the Garden last night to Anaheim. The game was tied 3-3 in the third period, but the Bruins gave up 4 goals in the final frame. David Pastrnak added his 5th goal of the year. He's now 6th all-time on the Bruins goal list. He passed Ray Bourque, Morgan Geekie, his 4th goal of the year. Bruins, they host Colorado on Saturday. The Celtics, they're back in action tonight. They play in New York. They begin a 3-game road trip. Luka Garza is going to miss the game. He's got a concussion. Grandy Max have the call tonight at 7 o'clock. Justin Herbert threw three touchdown passes for the Chargers. They defeated the Vikings 37-10. The Patriots, they play Cleveland on Sunday. No one listed as out. Everybody's accounted for at practice. And the World Series begins tonight. Dodgers, Blue Jays first pitch is at 8 p.m. LA minus 200 to win the series. Headlines, they are brought to you by AZEK Building. AZEK Exteriors. For over 25 years, AZEK has delivered low-maintenance, enduring beauty that outperforms wood. AZEK won't rot, keeping your home better protected. Don't cut corners. Use AZEK trim. Made in America. Visit AZEKexteriors.com. I'm Joe Murray, and I'll get it right next time.
Listen to it, laugh at it, get mad at it, agree with it, argue about it. It is Boston Sports. Boston Sports. And it is all we do. 98.5, the Sports Hub.
And now, back to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Are you in or out? Gotta know without a doubt. I'm the one you need for a dirty deed. I'm the best. Success is guaranteed.
What's it gonna be, McFly? Are you in?
Huge fans of your show. I'm sure you hear it. You're a friend at night.
Thank you.
It's a perfect night show. When I'm driving around by myself in the dark, it's nice to know another live human being. It's what radio is for. Another live human being. That's why you get these great phone calls. You become a friend to people. And I did nights for a long time, and I loved it. I loved the phone calls. I loved everything. I did it almost the exact same way as you. Just put interesting people on the phone and let them ride.
All right. Until they say,
all right, man, I got to let you go.
Yeah, I don't know how. I was doing music, so I don't know how many hung up on me.
Just to be clear about that, sometimes I do ask additional questions where people, it's always the dump button. Whenever I say, hey, man, what else? And that's when the swear comes. It's always when they get a little too comfortable.
It's safe harbor after 10 o'clock, my friend. Right. You can let those ride. All right, so here's the deal. We are going to ask you, do you have that clip, Adam, that sets this up? Or
Hardy has it in the top of, is it in the top of today's?
This
top
was
of Friday.
I think this is kind of like the genesis of this whole thing, for us anyway. And I know you guys do in or out all the time, but this we found particularly interesting.
New at the Buffalo Sabres arena this year, we have the Dominator. Is 4 burger patties, brisket, bacon.
Hang on, let me get.
Yeah, get a pen and paper. You're gonna need it for this one. And it is served on 2 pepper jack grilled cheese sandwiches. It is 4.
So it's a grilled cheese as a top and a bottom.
It is 4 burger patties.
Holy smokes!
Brisket, cheese, ancho barbecue.
And where am I eating this one now?
This is at the Buffalo Sabres arena.
Oh God, at a hockey game.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I want to use the bathroom at a hockey game.
So what I found interesting about that is that Joe has foods that he knows he'll immediately have to go to the bathroom after eating.
That is true. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So there is a subset of this, are you in or out, just about bathrooms.
Got it.
Because it is this show and we have to,
Yeah,
by law.
we talk a lot of poop at night.
As do we, Joe.
Where do you think I got it from, maybe? Hey, you guys are, I didn't kind of work here.
Listen, if that's the mark I've made on the world, God bless.
Thank
All
you.
right, so here we go. I'm the first one ever to do toilet humor. Will you use the bathroom at Dunkin' to take a dump? These are all dumps. Because if you won't pee at a Dunkin', you're crazy.
Because some of the foods you're going to ingest there, it's the coffee, it's the muffin, and get things moving.
It also could be I'm not eating any food there, and I just know that there's one down. Listen, there's a couple of Dunkins I know that got fantastic bathrooms.
Oh, really?
So
okay,
we've talked about
share
designated poop spots.
Or do you not want to divulge these locations?
I've opened up about them.
So like restaurants all over. If everyone goes North Shore, South Shore, blah 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 blah. You know the restaurants. Do you know if you're driving through an area where you would go take a dump?
Definitely.
You do.
Yeah.
All over Metro Boston.
For them, I mean, I'm probably not as much as you're making it out to be, but I probably know enough to be dangerous.
Okay, like say you're in the just out of curiosity because I live in the Newton Wellesley area. Where are you taking the dump?
I would if I was in that area. There is a Blue Ribbon Barbecue right over there.
Yeah.
So I'd probably would go there.
We got a Honeypot Hill situation.
You're driving through Rossi. You're on Washington Street.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to go. Where do you go?
So the Pleasant Cafe I have walked into on the bar side before. You just
park right on the street. Or you can go across. They got a lot across the street.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that Burger King on Washington Street, I've literally demolished that thing throughout my lifetime because it was
in
near
front
the
of
house.
the CVS. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And just get out, go in, nobody sees you.
They see you, Joe.
I think we know the answer to this one, but let's ask it anyway.
Okay, so I was telling a story the other day about how when you're sharing a hotel room with like a girlfriend or a woman you're traveling with, there's no taking a dump in the room. That's insanity. You are married. Would you take a dump in the hotel you're sharing with your wife?
Yes.
With your wife in the hotel room?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so did I when I was married. Once I was married.
But when you're comfortable with a woman.
Oh, I didn't want her doing it.
Well, listen, when you're comfortable with a woman, specifically, like, all fluids go. Like, it's how it rolls,
Yeah, I don't. I go downstairs, lobby.
See, even with your wife?
Yeah.
Well, I would expect that from your wife. I wouldn't expect that from you.
I mean, it's just it's a consideration. I mean, I think we both behave that way.
Well, I would hope so. Well, women just they have more of an excuse to be in the bathroom for long periods of time, and so maybe I don't want to know what's going on in there. But I did have a girl I barely knew. We were away for a night, and she was using the bathroom to urinate with the door open.
Oh no!
Oh, it threw you off.
That was the last time that we ever spent the night at a place together.
That is interesting, Fred. There have been moments in my life, in my 20s and 30s, dating where like one thing could throw me off, and the bathroom could be one of them.
Well, I was thinking like, what are you trying? What kind of intimacy are you trying to establish here? This is like. You might as well like ask me to propose to you. Like, this is insanity. Like, why do you want me to see this? This is ultimately, you're doing this for a reason.
Right.
Like, why are you doing this? This is odd. Like, I don't want to see this. Like, this is something that you
That was a test.
Yes.
That was a test.
Yeah, like it was, I think it was trying to establish some sort of like manufactured intimacy. And did that backfire?
Yeah, it's not good. That's not good. Joe, would you use the bathroom at the Kowloon?
I have, yes.
You have.
I prefer the upstairs bathroom at the Kowloon.
It's a good call, Joe.
Opposed to the downstairs bathroom.
How do you feel about the plans to dramatically reduce the size of the Kowloon?
It's going to be a sad day.
He's got
to tread lightly with this.
I mean, good for them. They're
I can't see the
expanding.
phones.
It's a whole thing that they're doing, and the housing and office and retail.
They did it to the hilltop across the street. But I would like the Wongs to retire, so I'm happy for them.
Okay.
Well, in fairness, the new building looks fantastic. Real architectural treat. Oh yeah, it's just great.
Fantastic.
I don't know about this.
Very modest.
I don't know about the convention center one. I don't know if I think we can skip ahead to the non-bathroom questions. The non-bathroom in or outs.
In Dallas at WrestleFest, I did use the restroom there.
Have you seen the list?
No, but you just said convention.
That's uncanny.
That was it. So using the bathroom at the convention center before a WrestleMania media session.
Yes, so it was. I used the bathroom at Allegiant Stadium this year too.
Okay. Well, you answered it anyway.
We also had the best buffet you could think of.
Yeah, and that made you have to take a dump.
But I knew we had a suite. The suite bathrooms are the best.
Well, the suite bathrooms are private.
Oh my God, it's pristine.
Yeah. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Private.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
There's even a man sometimes I feel bad for that person in the bathroom that like gives you the
that's everyone's fault but yours. There's no that's like some kind of like, it's almost like
It's an antiquated.
Yeah, and it's like a
service.
strip club thing to make sure you're not masturbating. Like, there's no other reason for a guy to be in there.
That's you're not supposed to with him in there.
Not unless you grease him.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, that's what the tip jar is for.
Yes,
Okay,
of course.
all
I
right.
mean, it's a wink and a smile and a $50. I'll be in here for a while. Don't worry about it.
I need a stall.
Yeah, just hand me the lotion.
Yeah. Joe, as a lover of both food and roast beefs, let me ask you: Arby's, in or out?
In. The Big Montana, growing up on VFW Parkway, it's where the Taco Bell is now, Fred. You're familiar with that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
That was an Arby's.
Yeah, the Big Montana. That's what I would get with curly fries back in the day.
What about the new steak tips at Arby's?
So I don't even. There's one in Auburn. Maybe I'd have to take the ride, but I'm in.
You know, Chachi used to go to that one all the time.
Wow.
He used to go, I went to Auburn and got myself some Arby's.
They're like the size of like
La
bouillon
Cotera.
cubes, and they come in a cup, and it's just steak chunks.
Yeah, I'm in. Just so we're clear, Arby's is its own thing. Kelly's is its own thing. A North Shore roast beef is also its
Thank
own
you.
thing.
Yeah, why do you have to immediately compare the two when people start talking
Yeah, I
about
know.
it? It's like McDonald's cheeseburger. No, have you ever had a cheeseburger from Del Frisco's? They're two different things.
It's way different.
Yeah, they're just different things.
Well, we're in the United States. There has to be a winner and a loser. Everything has to be ranked. All right. Now, this is now you're getting on my turf. Cold plunge, in or out?
I'm out for
Yeah,
now.
you are. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
out.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. You don't want to. You don't want to.
I got a buddy who actually owns a company that does cold plunge, but
What do you mean that? How do they do cold plunge?
they started a cold plunge machine.
They invented it.
Well, they have a
They
invented
invented-
cold
they
water.
invented a tub
Can you have them
of
come
water?
here and fix it?
They have a local service that does. It's not my thing.
What needs to be fixed? It's cold water.
No, the water. We can't get water in cups here. It's unavailable. You're unaware of that? There's two things that dispense water, and neither of them are working. It's water, by the way, which is of no cost to anyone.
Which, by the way, I think is illegal.
It's got to be illegal.
Do you prefer hot? Because I know you're a soaker.
I'm a hot tub guy.
You prefer hot tub over?
I've never been in a cold plunge. I have no desire to go in a cold plunge.
You couldn't handle it.
Cold plunge.
Yeah.
Out.
Because Joe, you know do you know about me in cold plunges? Boy, I could teach you a thing or two. I'll go in there. There'll be people in there. They'll be like, "What's going on? You're barely reacting to this." And I'll be like, "Shush." And then they'll get out and they'll go, "You're still gonna stay in?" And I go, "Yeah,
just getting started."
just getting started."
I was told there's an Arby's in Nashua now too.
Oh,
Well, that's very close.
all right.
Sauna guy, Joe.
You know the saying goes. Eminem had a great song, a lyric years ago.
No.
You won't see me like fat people in steam rooms. It's just not really something you do, but I have definitely done the sauna before, though. So if I went to the JCC with you, do you really want to sit with me at the sauna?
I don't
No,
belong there anymore.
I mean, do you enjoy going into a sauna? I myself.
Why would I care if you were in the sauna? In all honesty,
I don't know.
It wouldn't bother me at all.
Okay, then. I'm in.
It's better than the people having crosstalk across it, which I know is for gay relations.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I didn't say there's anything wrong with it.
Making a Seinfeld joke.
Of course, I know. What I'm saying is I don't think there's anything wrong with it. To clarify, obviously, what I don't like is the loud crosstalk. You're in there to relax.
You're right. I don't want anyone to talk to me while I am doing something like that. No, I don't want to talk to me when I'm in the pool.
How about I have AirPods on and I can't hear what the AirPods? I'm listening to a book on AirPods, and I keep my phone out because it gets too hot, and I can't even. I have speakers in my ears and I can't hear them. And you know how when you talk with AirPods in, they like cut off?
Yeah.
These dudes talk so loud it cuts off the audiobook.
Did you say you don't like people talking to you when you're in the pool?
Yeah, like if I'm like trying to have a relaxing soak, I don't want anyone to bother me.
You ever bathe in the pool?
No, but I'm large enough to bathe in a pool.
Well, I've gone in the hot tub in lieu of showering sometimes. I'm like, you know what? I really didn't do much today. I don't remember sweating at any point. What if I just soak and then I call it good?
That would require a shower more than if you didn't do it.
Why?
Because
you
there's
come out
chlorine.
smelling like That's what I want to smell like. That you don't
your
get any
poor
cleaner
skin.
than
You're gonna get ashy
your
skin.
Your soap has chlorine.
Oh, I am chlorinated.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
do the
Oh yeah,
salt
you got
water
it.
tub.
If you have a hot tub,
So
you
wait,
get it chlorinated.
That's not cleaning yourself though. Don't you have to
No,
shower?
you can have salt. You can have salt
Oh
water.
no, whatever. Yeah, but you got to have one of them.
Yeah.
I always thought
Wouldn't
you
the salt damage the pipes though?
the motor.
They got it all figured out, Fred.
Or do they? All right, this is the Dan Lifshitz part of our
Okay,
thing.
let's do it.
Grounding,
Out.
but it will change your cells.
Yeah, but I'm not a barefoot man.
Because Dan's theory, if I'm not mistaken, is that if you stand on the ground in bare feet, that it rearranges your cells.
Dan has had some life-altering changes.
Dan's lost a lot of weight. I don't believe it's standing on the ground.
I also think he sees the world differently these days.
What did he take, like DMT?
No, I just think.
You ever have a friend who like did DMT and then they're like different?
Yes.
So have I. All of a sudden, they got a lot of things going through their head.
Well, I had
they
one-
see it's like they're the Matrix all of a
I
sudden.
had a friend become a monk after.
Yeah, it can be a spiritual experience. I'm
Yeah.
told. I have no
Like
idea.
the structure of your like cells.
No, I love Dan. Like Dan, again, you guys know I love Dan, but he has a different. Every time I see him, there's like something new's going, and I'm like, wow. But
You've been into this for 20 minutes, but you're really into it.
Yes.
So every time you see him, he's got like a new theory.
Yeah, not negatively. It's
No,
just, it's something different.
Like in like a non-conformist, like sort of out there theory.
Every time we see each other, he has something new to talk to me about, which I do enjoy.
Which is interesting.
Yes.
But do you ever worry about him?
I think Dan. Well, I do worry about him getting a little bit fired up to the point where it could raise his blood pressure and hurt himself.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. So, has he ever talked to you about seed oils? And are
Yes.
you in or out on seed
Out.
oils? Out on seed oils.
I don't want. I am not. Well, no. I will eat seed. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. I will eat the seed oils. In on the seed oils, but I'm out on like eating that way.
No seed oils at all.
I just give me whatever you want these days. Fred remembers I used to torture myself.
He did.
Now I'm down to a weight where I can eat whatever I want, and it doesn't go up high anymore.
All right. There you go. And
Found your equilibrium.
And finally, Adam is stuck on this, but I don't think this is wrong. Red meat and butter. Yeah, I don't think that. Adam is very stuck on that, but if you eat.
What is A2 butter?
I think it's a typo.
Oh.
But I'm guessing. I don't care what A2
No, wasn't that what he was raving about? It wasn't just butter. It was like some sort of A2 butter. Or I don't know.
It's unsalted or so whatever. But I will say this: the only thing that I am truly stuck on that I will not eat is lettuce. And it's not that it's because it's health, like salad. It's not that I don't want to eat it. I have some sort of acidic where it's water based, and
it makes you sick.
It either makes me rhea or throw up.
Oh.
I don't eat lettuce or salad. Salad.
Can someone get him a salad?
But I could,
so I can see the reaction for myself.
For example, Kendra brings some sort of like kale drink with her when she comes in. I could smell it when she gets off the elevator. Like I have this sense of smell. If somebody eats an Italian sub with everything, I'm out.
Sometimes
I can't
people
smell all that.
Sometimes people smell like Italian subs.
Yes. Sometimes when I played sports, people
Prostitutes
didn't wear
don't like
deodorant.
that.
Well, people who didn't.
That's why they make you shower.
Yeah.
Right?
I wouldn't know that.
Yes, I'm a sniffer and a liquor.
I've actually never been with a prostitute. All right, listen. Thank you.
Okay. I thought. Well, so that was just for me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I told you the steak and butter thing. I think is a legitimate choice. I think that it's not the worst thing for you. It's pure protein. Not high in calorie.
I have one for you guys. Are you in or out on a super toilet paper roll? Do you want just one roll, or would you want multiple rolls? Like you want like one just super roll that almost never ended.
Like, so you would have infinite toilet paper, like it would come from like the wall, like you would install a big toilet paper.
It would last like a quarter, like a
season.
3 months. Yes.
Well, who wouldn't want that?
Yeah. Why would I not want that?
I don't. You want? I don't know.
You don't want that?
They came out with one recently, and now I just had to.
Is it really big? Do you have to install a new
Correct.
holder?
Yes.
Oh, I don't want that.
Oh, I think it's a sign of
I'm gonna
wealth.
send
It's
it
like
to you.
having like a Bugatti. You know?
I don't know. There's something
I
about
never
the end of a roll and a new roll.
Hey, baby, go in there and pee as much as you want. Blot it all because it ain't running out.
I think there's something special about the end of a roll and the beginning of a new roll. It's just something.
Well, I mean, we all know that. I mean, who doesn't take it and use it as like some kind of telescope?
I was going to say that's how we all mark the passage of time.
We used to stuff laundry things in it and use it when we smoked weed and blow it out in college.
You know what I have is I have the Great Gatsby written on it, a scroll like on the toilet paper, and when I get to the end, I'm just like, oh. I'm like, this Gatsby, and I don't like the way this ended. The Daisy, you slut. All right, thank you, Joe. We appreciate it. Cedric Maxwell, his first appearance of the season is coming right up.
More
Things that make you go.
I like pie.
Chicken and a flaky crust.
and then staying with the journey. But, that happens. We got a new group that's still figuring things out. Some of these other teams and stuff have played together for a little bit more, so there's going to be some ups and downs. But I'm looking forward to just learning every day with the group, and I'm looking forward to when we get to that point where we catch our win, what that could possibly be.
Catch win. We are Toucher and Hardy. Joe Murray's here for Wallach, so Cedric can't ask about Wallach's wife, which is a shame because I always enjoy that part. Cedric Maxwell, of course, Celtics legend, color analyst on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Celtics radio network. Cedric, hello, long time. Hello.
A long time, gentlemen, and I am happy to be back with you guys and going into year number 25 with Sean Grande. This is 31 for me doing Celtic radio, so happy to be back in the building.
How was the off season? Well, how did you spend your time? I know you got married.
Off season was great. Haven't got married yet. Engaged. The lovely fiance / wife is here with me in New York, and hurt my pocket last night. Bought a lot of materials, I'd say, here in New York.
She's a big sewer. I mean, she was buying materials. Like, what was she?
Go to the garment district?
Yeah.
Yeah, garment district, bag district, clothes district, shoes district, food district, whatever district there is, she was there.
Was there a time that you thought you were never going to get married again?
Absolutely. I never thought again, once I wasn't married, that I would actually think about it. But I met her, and things blossomed quickly. Met her, and 8 months after I met her, proposed. So I never thought that would happen. Matter of fact, when I met her, that's the first thing she talked about. She said, "Are you interested in getting married again?" I said, "Absolutely not." She said, "Well, I'm on the same page. Thank you." And
it was a trap.
Yeah, thank you. It probably was a trap. But I got trapped, and I was willing. I was willing to be trapped.
Oh, well, congratulations. That's beautiful. When do you know when you're getting married? Is there a planned date, or are you kind of playing it by ear?
We're just probably going to jump up one day and go down to the Justice of Peace.
That's the way to go.
Just do it. I mean, we're both older, and for a second marriage, we're not trying to spend all that money like we did on our first marriages. And she has a child, and I have 4 kids, and I have grandkids. So I call it our tribe right now. That's what we have, a tribe.
You're extending you're extending your beautiful family as you aged, and that's a wonderful thing. You're surrounding yourself with love, Cedric.
That's true. And my lovely mother, she's 91, still with all her faculties, and will call me occasionally to tell. She told me last week, I think it was last week, we had an old house in my hometown of Kinston, North Carolina. And she went and bought a new one. Then she told me, said, "Well, we need to get a roof on that older house over there." I said, well, I'll get my brothers. And so she said, "No, I gave you the house." I said, "When?" "I just gave it to you right now. So it's yours, but you need to get the work done." So,
yeah, thank you so much, Mom. You gave me a house I don't want, and now I got to do a bunch of work on it. Thank you.
She asked me I love it because we talked about it. She asked me and I know we got roofing people. We do commercials all the time on our station. She wants to get a roof on this house in Kinston, North Carolina. The house is worth $90,000. She asked me to get a roof. The roof was $40,000. I'm like, damn, what, we going to stand and sleep on the roof? So,
yeah, you might as well just knock it down and put a sleeping bag on the property.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. All right. So Cedric, a different Celtics team this season. Obviously, Tatum's hurt, and then all they had to, let a lot of guys go for financial reasons. What did you see on the court opening night that's indicative of this new group? Like, how much of that first night is what we'll be seeing throughout the entire season?
Different things happened. One of them I saw Joe Mazzulla out there, and I saw effort. And I saw effort in his coaching. I saw effort with the players. But I also saw with a new group, I saw a lot of mistakes because they are, as Jaylen Brown said, we're a new group and we have to learn. Everybody else is more experienced. Yes, they are, considering, we're here in New York to play the Knicks tonight. So I was cautiously optimistic about the chances this team might have.
Yeah. Really? Because that was close. And that performance made you think maybe this team's got a shot. A shot to do what?
That's it. That's the issue in Boston. If you're not winning a championship, then what are you winning?
That's not how I meant it. I meant like
that's what I meant.
Okay.
I meant that, and the fact that Boston is a championship-driven team. Now, what I saw and what made me excited was their building blocks towards something else later on, especially with Tatum. I got a chance to talk to him. I'm probably going to have him on my podcast. But here's the thing about it. If you can kind of build some things until he gets back, I think that's one of the things that people are really optimistic about. And I'm optimistic about it for the future of this team. Like if you're in Washington with the Wizards, you have no future. You said, okay, we start in October and we're going to end in April. This team could end in April this year, but they can have some building blocks that will help me look at them as a contending team as they start to build back. You think about the same way down at Gillette Stadium. When you think about how the Patriots just kind of fell apart, but then they got a building block. And Drake May is the building block. As a matter of fact, I'm proud of him. Drake May is actually from Charlotte, North Carolina. He played at my son's alma mater, Myers Park. So I'm really kind of happy about that. But the connection there is that now that you start to see a building block and pieces that, you can go forth and start to look at that championship drive.
Okay, I know you're talking about the game as a whole, Max, and with the rotations and stuff like that, but I can't help but focus on the end of the game. And were they trying something specific with Pritchard getting the ball multiple times there? And I mean, are they trying to figure out a way to keep it out of the hands of the most obvious one or two guys in situations like that while they wait for Tatum's return?
Well, at the last play, I think they were just scrambling. So whoever got the ball, and it happened to be Pritchard getting the basketball. So I think obviously you want Brown to get it in that situation and let him make a decision. But on that last play, I think that, Pritchard happened to be open and it was only a second left, and they, were fortunate to get a shot off to try to win the basketball game. But what I also saw was defensively, there, some holes, especially with this kid Edgecombe that played for Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, what a night for him.
Oh man, I started seeing. I saw Andrew Toney. That's who I saw. The same Philadelphia explosive guy. Somebody told me the other day, when you look at Edgecombe, and it's only the first game, but this might be another D Wade. Ability to attack the rim, got hops all over the place. Polished young player. So I saw that with Philly with him, but I also saw some holes where the Celtics couldn't contain him. And the Celtics did a better job when you have a Holiday who's more of a lockdown player. So they're going to have to start looking at other lockdown players to start stopping some of these guards. And that's going to start tonight because Brunson is that guy again with the New York Knicks.
Guys from your generation love Andrew Toney, man.
Guys from my generation, guys from every generation who ever played the game, great players.
Right, underrated.
Talked to Michael Cooper. Michael Cooper said he was a great defender, and they talked about him with the Lakers. And he said, who was the toughest guard? He said, Andrew Toney. And you talk about to any other veteran guy, like you said, in my age group who played against him and with him, maybe one of the toughest ever to play offensively.
Hey, Max, it's Joe Murray. I wanted to ask you about the gambling probe that has gone on in the NBA.
Hey, Joe, we don't talk about that kind of. No, go ahead. Joe.
Well, let's talk about. I mean, you knew Terry Rozier. You were there for Chauncey Billups, even Damon Jones. I mean, you know these guys. Yeah. Anything about their personalities in this one and. From what you read, what do you think? And do you think there's too much involved with player props and I mean, all the leagues are involved in it. Can the NBA control the players, and is this why this is kind of happening now with the FBI?
Well, the first thing that happened when I played during my era was the FBI would come in the first game of the season, and they would talk to you and say, no gambling. Don't talk to anybody. Do this, do that. Now we're running commercials with gambling and prop bets and all this stuff. So it's, there's a Pandora's box there which has been opened. With Chauncey Billups, just dumbass. Chauncey's too smart to be involved with something like that. And it signed an extension. I don't know the full extent of it. Terry Rozier, if they said he did what he did, another dumbass decision. Chauncey Billups reportedly, not Chauncey, but Terry Rozier reportedly told his friends that, hey, if I'm gonna get taken out of the game, I would do prop bets and whatever bets it was, and say bet the under because I'm a bad guy of the game. But how many of our friends have $200,000 to put down on the game?
Right.
Do you know anybody that got $200,000 that can put down on the game? And if they do, and you're making $15 to $20 million, why would you even extend yourself in that way? So I think that there are a lot of things that happen, and I think it's only the iceberg for many leagues right now that could have problems. But in particular, this is what happened with the Celtics, with the older Celtics, not present Celtics, but older Celtics who were around. And Chauncey Billups, I just thought was really too smart to be involved in something like this.
All right. Well, Cedric Maxwell, tonight you're in New York. The Celtics take on the Knicks. You'll hear that right here on this very radio station. Love having you back. Talk to you next week.
Wait a minute. I want you use his name. Say his name. Say my partner's name. I want you to do it.
Oh, dickhead.
That's not his name.
No.
John Wallach?
Say my broadcast partner's name.
Sean Grande. He's going to get pissed at you. You don't want me saying his name.
Thank you. I just want you to say his name. We're going to get over with. You and I are going to, you and Sean are going to have, a kumbaya one day. We're going to go someplace and sit down. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to be Gandhi, and I'm going to sit down. We'll bring you two guys together and have a big...
I don't dislike him. I'm marveling at the fact that he cried and he just won't admit that he thought he had another gig. And now he's yelling at me like I'm lying. That's the only thing I don't understand. I don't have anything against him. I think he's a good play-by-play guy. My whole thing is he was crying and carrying on because he thought he was leaving. And then he got mad at me. I don't know why. I don't know why.
I did that. I love how I did that. It just was really cool. I just came and said, say his name. And you're like, that.
This one's on you, dude. I love you for it. And I'll talk about it every time.
I'll accept it. And I love you guys. I'm glad being back with you guys again. A lot of people have talked to me about, man, I heard you in the morning every Friday. So I really enjoyed it. So obviously we did something good, and I want to see us, continue the magic on. So guys, thank you very much for having me on.
All right, Cedric, thank you
Our
so
pleasure.
much. Look forward to talking to you. Thank you. Joe's here, so we'll get more into this whole gambling thing in just a moment.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Bruins lose 7-5 last night. Yeah, they gave up 7 goals. One was the empty netter, but still they give up way too many goals. They've lost 6 in a row, and guess what? They'll host Colorado on Saturday. You just heard Celtics back in action tonight against New York. That's the team that eliminated them last year. That ended their, championship run. Well, they begin a 3-game road trip tonight in New York. Luka Garza will be out. He broke his nose, and he has a concussion. And Grandy and Max, they're on the call tonight. 7 o'clock, tip-off, 7:30. Chargers defeated the Vikings 37-10. Justin Herbert, 3 touchdown passes. Patriots, they'll host Cleveland this weekend. Everyone was accounted for on the injury report. And the World Series, baseball still going, Hardy. Blue Jays, Dodgers. Who you got? Dodgers minus 200 for the series. Headlines, they are brought to you by Dr. Matthew Lopresti and Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, the hair doctor of Hardy. Brian Scalabrini and Dave Portnoy. Call 1-800-GET-HAIR for your free consultation. I'm Joe Martin.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy on the Sport.
story.
And the same opinions.
Boring.
And he's back with Fred on the Sports Hub.
Portland Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups and Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier have both been arrested this morning. Billups at around 6 a.m. in Portland, Oregon, and Rozier around 6 a.m., I'm told, in Orlando, where the Heat were playing last night. Rozier's been arrested for his involvement in alleged sports gambling, prop bets, and Billups is tied to an illegal poker operation.
Cleveland Cavaliers player and assistant coach Damon Jones, even though he wasn't getting paid, I guess, to be a coach for the Cavaliers, they said. He is involved in this as well. Joe's here. Joe's like super into gambling. So kind of, what's your take on this whole thing?
Just my take is the NBA knew about it. They tried to sweep it under the rug. The FBI said, nuh-uh-uh. And really what it came down to was players in the NBA, such as Chauncey Billups, former player Damon Jones, they were used to recruit players with big money. We just had Cedric Maxwell on who said, who do you know that has $200,000? Well, those basketball players have no guys. And that's what the illegal activity came into. And just to be clear on the poker stuff, they had sunglasses where you could see the cards. They had x-rays where you could see the cards, where they were manipulating people that were bringing in money. It was so bad in the Gilbert Arenas case that that's how the FBI got involved. And I think Gilbert Arenas, I'm going to use the word snitch, but he's cooperating. And one of the big names that came down on this is LeBron James. Damian Jones was an assistant coach with the Cavs. Part of the Lakers stuff, there was a game where LeBron James was the only player who didn't play. Somehow it was tipped off to some bettors about it. So I'm not saying LeBron's involved, but a prominent name's coming out. Chris Mannix had a report yesterday on this. My feeling is LeBron's not starting the season on the actively, and he's on the injured list, just as they did to Terry Rozier last year.
You think the league knew this was coming?
Yes, absolutely. And by the way, Brian Windhorst was the whistleblower on that. He was on with Rich Eisen yesterday.
No, but knew that they were going to get arrested and knew that LeBron was going to get his name was going to get tossed around.
I don't think LeBron, to be clear, I don't think LeBron did anything. I think LeBron was tied to someone who was highly involved. So there's no way that LeBron and Damian Jones don't know.
So LeBron could be the one who is getting the information, pre-injury report coming out, day of game, and this is a big part of
regarding
this.
who might play tonight.
Who's going to play tonight?
He will play on a minutes restriction.
That window that the NBA is trying to lock in and trying to shrink.
Correct.
But there is that time where only the team knows, and one would think, especially in LA, the way that team is run now, LeBron is going to know everything going on with his team, and if he's leaking information out about and it gets to somebody that he is, even if he doesn't know what he was doing, he was maybe part of this.
Correct. And just to go deeper into that, Terry Rozier was a part of games where there were multiple under bets on his props. And the common theme was he would leave the game early. Come to find out in the indictment, he would then go leave the game early and meet with illegal people who handle illegal activities and paid him. And Cedric Maxwell just said dumbass for both of them. He knows them both. And I would just say, is the league having the FBI talk to the teams before? Because Max said they did it in his days in the 80s. I'm sure there was a lot of gambling going on. Pete Rose was a big part of it back then, and he was connected too. All I'm saying is more is going to come out. The biggest issue, I think, why these guys are being, Terry Rozier, for example, is because they were doing dirty work for the mafia. They were involved doing dirty work.
Yeah, I wonder in the case of Chauncey Billups specifically, if he could be, to this degree of innocence, if they could be saying to him, look, you're a big name. We've got this game going. We're going to pay you $200,000 to sit, okay? We'll cover your, whatever it is, your $10,000 buy-in or whatever it is. You can lose it, but we're going to give you an appearance fee. What else do I have to do?
Yeah.
Nothing. We may have something going on here, but you don't need to know anything about that. Just sit and play poker, and we're going to pay. Why are you doing this? Don't worry about it.
Like Mo Green in The Godfather. Hey, we're going to give you this, but in the end, you'll get your cut.
Well, that's even dumber if you don't know.
To think that Chauncey Billups, though, would sit down at a poker game where he knows they're using special contact lenses and they're using an X-ray table to read the cards and be involved to that degree, that blows my mind. That's tough for me to wrap my head around.
And what's interesting about it is, to me, as well as all the stuff that you guys have brought up, is that if it's an illegal poker game, what the hell difference does it make if they're cheating? Isn't the whole thing that it's like they're not, this money's not being taxed?
They may have left it alone, but now you're getting into racketeering. Okay,
Yes.
now you're getting into a conspiracy to defraud people. Even if the original, and I'm sure I'm just talking out of my ass, but this is my guess, Fred, that once you get into the defrauding of people within that illegal activity, that's when people step in and say, okay, we were going to let this go. You guys could have your poker game, but now people are getting robbed at your poker game.
Okay.
This is when we have to step in.
And that's where the Gilman Arenas thing was back to.
Okay,
Somebody
let's
got taken their money away.
Let's break and continue with this. Stephen A. Smith has got a lot of things to say. One guy got very mad that we said what he said, or I said that what he said. He got very, very mad at us, me specifically. All I did was say Stephen A. Smith said that. Stephen A. Smith, who's a regular guest on Fox News and has a show with Bill O'Reilly.
And tied to the NBA.
And tied to the NBA.
Literally.
So, I mean, enough with this. Stephen A. Smith has his feet in the political realm, Fox News, Bill O'Reilly. He's got his feet in the sports world. He's the biggest voice in the sports world. Highest paid, certainly, next to the guys that do football. We'll be back in just a moment.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way on the Sports Hub.
All right, gentlemen, if you're struggling...
last night, giving up 4 goals in the third period. They've now lost 6 games in a row. They'll host Colorado on Saturday night. The Celtics looking for their first win of the year, but they begin a 3-game road trip in New York tonight. Luka Garza will miss the game. He's got a concussion. Grandy and Max have the call beginning at 7 p.m. The Chargers defeated the Vikings 37-10 on Thursday Night Football. Justin Herbert, 3 touchdown passes. Patriots, they're gearing up for Cleveland on Sunday. And Game 1 of the World Series begins tonight between the Blue Jays and the Dodgers. First pitch is at 8 p.m. Headlines, they are brought to you by the 99 Restaurants. New hearty helpings at the 99 Restaurant, like the home-style chicken pot pie or the classic Yankee pot roast. You gotta love the nines. I'm Joe Murray.
Boston's best sports talk. There's an app for that. Download the Sports Hub app for loads of stuff. Absolutely free. Connect with the shows, get podcasts, and more. Get it where you get your apps. Or at 985sportshub.com.
What's the best way to listen to Toucher and Hardy?
Well, you're going to have to spend $40.
Cough it up, and let's get back to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
As of last night, I was told the NBA did not have knowledge of these specific arrests. This has been led by the FBI. The FBI made their arrest early this morning. But the NBA has been investigating Terry Rozier, Malik Beasley. Terry Rozier was cleared by the NBA investigators over the last couple years. That's why he's been playing in games. Malik Beasley, a free agent, has not been cleared by the NBA investigation. That's been ongoing.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. Gary Gulman's scheduled to be in studio very soon. We're looking forward to that. Talking about, you can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. Joe Murray's here. This whole gambling thing's going down. And it's funny, Joe, LeBron James' name is getting tossed around. And Joe actually said what Dan is about to say on off air. Dan, go ahead.
Yes, we finally know why LeBron carries the Godfather around with him. He thinks it's a documentary. He's doing his research, you see.
Yeah, Joe brought up that he was carrying around the Godfather, and it's funny because, is he cosplaying as, some kind of, gangster guy? It is interesting. That is, I know you're joking, Dan, but it is kind of interesting.
No, and I worked on this show when you would do this, and that's why I brought it up to you off the air, because we would make fun of him for it. It was now it's coming together. Listen, in the end, I don't think it's really going to come down on LeBron.
Of course not.
Just like it didn't come down on Wayne Gretzky when his wife was doing it. All right, and in the NFL, how many? It was the Detroit Lions guys, right? So if you look at all the major sports, even Ohtani, they couldn't link it to Ohtani. Everything was through his interpreter. So yes, the big names will be on there. I just don't think he'll be able to get
Peyton Manning is getting PEDs sent to his house. It was his wife.
Right. Roger Clemens, same thing.
All right. So, inarguably, I don't think there's any argument. Stephen A. Smith is the biggest voice in sports commentary, and here is what he had to say on First Take yesterday.
Here's what he had to say on First Take yesterday.
We know what world that I live in terms of politics. How many times, for one incident after another, have I said Trump is coming? He's coming. I'm going to say it on national television again. Bad Bunny is performing at the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden you hearing ICE is going to be there, looking to engage in mass deportations. The Super Bowl, disrupting things. Big night for the NBA. Wembanyama put on a show. That has now been smeared because we're talking about this story, okay?
Yeah, and so do you have the second part where he says more is coming?
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go.
In his eyes, folks tried to throw him in jail. In his eyes, he's innocent. They try to put me behind bars. I'm getting everybody. He's not playing. In a lot of people's eyes, talk to people in the NBA. Talk to people in the NFL. Talk to people in the world of sports. They think this is like the tip of the iceberg. These are the kind of words that are coming out of people's mouths. It's not a surprise. It's very disheartening. It's very concerning. We don't know where this is going to go. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. Everybody's better brace themselves because he's coming.
All right, so if you don't know, Stephen A. Smith does a political talk show on the radio. He's got a show with Cuomo and O'Reilly. He's on Fox News all the time, so he's built, which I think is a huge mistake on his end, getting into politics, but that's beside the point. He's got his feet in both areas, and, so it is going to be interesting. Burt Breer was in here. He said that in the spring, Goodell got a picture taken in the Oval Office with Trump, that he had to do research the last time a commissioner had done that. And there's fear that Trump could block the merger with ESPN and the NFL because that is the Department of Justice is involved in that. And obviously those are handpicked guys by the president. So on and on and on. So it will be interesting because Trump is going after enemies, right or wrong. He's going after, he is. He's going after Comey. He's going after the mustache man that he doesn't like. He's going after, I can't even remember the guy's name. I don't know much about politics. I just know he's going after, people he has grievances with, and he does have grievances with the NBA and the NFL. The NFL is, aside from like the protests and stuff, which he didn't like, was the when he owned the Generals, the New Jersey Generals. The story is that he went into Rozelle and he said, "Look, I will tank this whole league if you give me an NFL team." And Rozelle met in a suite in Trump Tower or wherever it was, and Rozelle said, "You'll never get an NFL team." And then Trump has been carrying that grudge around. So Stephen A. Smith went on to say you don't usually see Kash Patel, the head of the FBI, in front of one of these things.
We've seen accusations before. We've seen athletes get in trouble with the law before. You don't see the director of the FBI having a press conference. It's not coincidental. It's not an accident. It's a statement, and it's a warning that more is coming. Mm-hmm. And that's what they're saying here. And everybody better, I'm just telling you, it's as serious as it gets. This ain't the platform for me to get into it the way I'm going to get into it, but I've been saying he's coming.
And that's what I would say to him. Don't have another platform to get into it. Would be my advice to him.
Well, there are other platforms that devote all of their time to it. So Kash Patel went on with Laura Ingraham last night to respond to the allegation or Stephen A. Smith's assertion that he's all doing this at the behest of the president.
By the way, this was so wild. Stephen A. Smith, the sports commentator, suggested that this was revenge from the president for all the kind of left-wing activism of the NBA. Your response to that, 15 seconds.
I'm the FBI director. I decide which arrests to conduct and which not to conduct. That may be the single dumbest thing I've ever heard out of anyone in modern history, and I live most of my time in Washington, D.C. It's right up there with Adam Schiff. We arrest people for crimes.
No hyperbole. It was the dumbest thing he's ever heard. It was in Adam Schiff. A little political knock there, too.
Yeah. I know this isn't a sexy topic, but everything that's going on here, people were taking their money from. Wire fraud was happening. Even the sports books are getting banged on this. So when everyone says, "Oh, this is what happens when you get into bed with the," even the sports books are getting boned here.
Well, no, but didn't the online sports books flag this stuff a long time ago? They can see when there's,
as soon as the huge bets come in on and under, especially, and it's not one of the marquee players, and you're like, why do we have hundreds of thousands of dollars coming in on the Terry Rozier under for tonight's game in a mid-season game? What the hell's going on? The immediate red flags go up. They alert the NBA, and so those safeguards are in place.
Yeah.
Those safety nets are there.
And that got reported. One of Terry Rozier's family members won $1,500 on one of his unders, and then they followed and tracked him. He ended up losing $4,000. But they had a track on it. I wonder if it did come from the NBA.
So this is interesting, too, I think, Joe. A lot of these have to do, if not exclusively have to do so far, with player props and with the individual props. And when you get really, really into the weeds, earlier this summer, we had first pitch strike. That's a big one. And that's, the player got popped for that, for these horrible first pitches he was throwing.
Two guys on the Cleveland Guardians.
So do you see it going the way of the sports book saying, you know what, here's another way to combat this. Instead of sending up the red flags and having the FBI come down and threatening, all aspects of our business, how about if we just take away some of these individual props, especially the super specialized ones like the first pitch strike?
Yeah, and I'll say this, they thought that taking away college sports was the issue, right? You can't bet on BC or UMass or any of those teams here. But I just don't know why that was their focus early on. Okay, great, no kids.
Well, because quote-unquote amateur athletes, which I know is ridiculous, in that they would be more vulnerable to this type of activity.
But we have professional athletes. I'll just say this. There was a game last year against the Blazers. Chauncey Billups is the coach of the Blazers. I was on after the game. I bet the game. I had the Blazers +9 with 4 seconds left in the game. Chauncey Billups and Scoot Henderson fouled. They hit the 2 free throws. They won the game by 10, the Celtics. I was on immediately after the game, sniffed it out, called it out. So it's hard for me to sit here and tell you that Chauncey Billups wasn't involved in any of that, because when you read the rest of the reports, he also was involved. So I'm just telling you, I'm somebody. I want my money back now.
Right.
I'm sniffing out.
What do the books do if it turns out that they can pick
nothing,
go to particular games and that they were rigged?
So I don't know how many people bet through a bookie anymore, because the only benefit is that you get a credit. So when you deposit into these books, it's right out of your
also,
account.
you can bet local college sports.
Well, exactly. So I don't know how many people are doing that anymore, but to me, like the way I look at it is, if you go through Mr. Pickles, you ain't getting that money back.
Right.
I don't know what the sports books are going to do, but they sometimes, he got injured, we'll return your money. I hate that too.
Do you want to hear, Joe, the night it happened, the night of that Trailblazers game?
Yeah.
I took the Blazers tonight. I had the Blazers +9. What was the final score, Scaz?
Was it 128-118?
You can't tell me that wasn't fishy. You can't tell me that was by the book. That was as egregious and shady and smelly of a bet that I've seen in a really, really, really long time.
Now, I don't care for the language, but...
Smelly.
Yeah, that I don't care for, but spot on.
Who's the coach?
Chauncey
Billups.
And
you saw it happening. And you saw it happening right away.
I noticed it. Right. And listen, people think that I complain about the officials and that, you're only because you lost a bet. Dude, you guys saw the Saints game recently, right? The Pats Saints game? Mm-hmm. That was the worst officiated game. They got the guys in the Georgia game got suspended, the crew. Got suspended for how egregious they went along with Kirby Smart's timeout. It was bull.
Do you think that in that Saints game, though, they were on the take, or do you think they were just totally incompetent?
I actually think they are idiots.
Yeah,
but to know that there's idiots out there, they're like, that's the problem.
Has there been an NFL game? There's been one. There's been one game.
The Lions game.
The Lions game.
The Lions-Cowboys game.
Yeah.
Well, even
or how about the Miracle in Minnesota?
But
Steph Diggs.
What's his name? The official.
Mike
Pereira. I talked to him. I interviewed him. It was on this very radio station, and I said, "Do you think that game was fixed?" And he goes, "I don't know." I go, "Do you? But can you say yes or no?" And he's like, "I can." He's like, "I don't know if it was fixed." He said that. I swear to God, he said it.
Because I mean,
it was so egregious
for all the reasons. It set up a Dallas Green Bay playoff matchup. I mean, what did the league want? Did they want the lowly Lions that no one cared? This is years ago. It was a joke. They didn't want it. What did they want? They wanted Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys to face the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs, and that there was one picked up flag, and then
face guarding. When was the last time you saw face guarding called in an NFL game?
And then two egregious missed calls that would have benefited the Lions after that, to where you go back and watch it now, you can't believe it happened.
Look, so last play of the game, Romo's back. It's a 3-man rush. Romo was back for about 11 seconds. The Lions defensive linemen are being pulled to the ground, physically pulled to the ground, and they're just like, nah. Let it fly.
Yeah. Football is different, though, right? Because basketball is such an individual sport.
Well, it's so much easier in basketball.
It's so much easier because you can literally put points on the board. The only thing you can do in most other sports is prevent points from being scored, but you can call fouls and say, all right, I'm going to give you points here. Yeah. I'm going to do
in baseball too, because I mean, if I'm a pitcher, it's not overly difficult to get me to throw a ball the first pitch, because I might be doing that anyway. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not even, if you want to gamble, that's the easiest thing in the world to justify. I'm facing Shohei Ohtani. I'm not throwing him a fastball strike. I'm going to try to get him to offer the slider low and away. Like, and so what? Yeah, bet on it. Like, that's an easy thing. Anyone, listen, there's not a lot of honor left in the world, so I mean that's not so crazy to say. So unless you have like a code of like honor and respect, I mean that's the easiest thing in the world to justify to yourself doing.
Yeah. But I will say this, like, I know I've talked about losing bets and I complain about it, but I wonder now if I just had like the intuition that maybe it really was kind of a bang up job.
Well, I would say the evidence is in your favor. I mean, they just arrested the guy.
I feel vindicated after 15 years of doing this.
Well, I mean, I would, the guy just got arrested for being part of
now I want my money back.
Of organized crime gambling ring.
I want my money back.
How much did you bet on
I actually don't know.
Well,
but Joe me the money, please. Please do.
Oh, see.
See, I saw an ABC guy on, and it's interesting because he thought Rozier was going to jail for sure. And then I heard another guy saying they thought Rozier was like, the arrest of Rozier was kind of like it's not publicity thing, but like perp walk them to like prove a point.
Use him as the example.
But the host asked, it was like they were ABC News guy was on ESPN, and the host asked, like, will the guys that lost their money in that poker game get their money back? And he's like, oh no, like no, they're not going to do it. But there were, as Joe and I were talking about this, I mean, there were threats to these guys, like that they were going to throw grenades in their house. Like, if someone goes up to you and goes, easy money, don't worry what's going on, but we'll give you, $100,000 to sit down. Best interest probably just not to take the $100,000. Because then you get down into a road where things like grenades are being thrown into your house, or at least threatened to.
Yeah.
And I would not like that personally.
And I think that's why the FBI is involved. It's just they're now using all the people, to your point, as the example. That league's had a problem for a long time, though. You go back to those Scott Foster calls if you really want to. With Tim, I've interviewed Tim Donaghy. He's told me the whole thing and how it's gone. The league's a problem. That league is a problem.
Yeah. It absolutely.
Oh, and wait now till G League players now go back to college. All right, we could get into that. Did you see Tom Izzo?
I wanted to talk about that. I've wanted to talk about that all week. If you don't know what Joe's referring to, and I'll leave it at this because hopefully Gulman comes in, and I know that Joe and I are probably the only two people in this city that care about this. You can go pro in basketball, play professional basketball, and then go back to college and play. It's not either or. So if you go to the G League and they pay you to play, and I know you get paid in college basketball, but if they pay, so Izzo's point was, well, I want Jaren Jackson back. Like if you can take kids from the G League and they can come back, and it's such a mess.
Yeah, I'm going back to get my master's because they're loosening the rules on what it means to be an amateur, which is the slippery slope you go down when you start pay. I'm not saying that the college athletes shouldn't be paid, but this is all stuff that you got to be able to look into the crystal ball ahead of time and say, wait a second, we start paying these guys and they go off and get paid. Well, then none of them are really amateurs, so what prevents them from going back to college?
Is it really unfair to say to someone, if you choose to play professional basketball in lieu of getting paid in college, that you can't come back and play in college, that you have every opportunity, if you want to do it, but if you take a job in an NBA affiliated league,
right?
You cannot come back to college basketball. How is that in any way like some incredible disadvantage? And so, you don't understand, and the players have no rights. No, the argument was the schools are making all this money and the players are working hard and they're not getting anything. And image and likenesses are being used and jerseys are being sold and they're not getting any money. That's the spirit of it. Fine.
It can be as simple as, though, once you sign a document that says I'm going to play for a professional team as opposed to play for a school, that's it. You're done playing at schools.
And it's obviously a workaround, but you would think that they would have more control of it already. So who knows if this is ever going to be controlled. But Izzo's point was, like, I'm going to go back and get Jaren Jackson. I'm going to go back and get, Miles, whatever. All these kids that played for me, they're in the NBA. Why not have them come back? I mean, why would you want to coach college sports anymore?
The player is London Johnson. He actually played for the Maine Red Claws last year. Think about that. And he averaged 10 points a game at the G League level.
And what if he gets called up to the Celtics, plays 2 games, doesn't get in, and then goes back to the G League? Can he just go knock on over to Duquesne? Like, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
This
reminds me of Necessary Roughness, the movie. I don't know. They all had the eligibility. They went back.
Because it just screws over your whole point of why you paid the kids.
Yes.
You paid the kids so they wouldn't have to go pro. You paid the kids because it's like revenue sharing with the players. They have no right to go play professional basketball and then declare to go to college. Go to college all you want. You can't play basketball there.
We're going way down the rabbit hole, but just quickly, Joe, do you know what Charlie Baker's involvement and his, like, is he doing anything with this, or is he just now saying, I didn't sign up for this, man. I thought I was getting a job as being head of the NCAA, and this was going to be like just a lot of money and not all that much work. This sucks.
It's so funny. He did make a comment the other day. I know he was talking about the NCAA tournament, like in expanding, but I think he did have a comment on it. But he has to get involved in this. This is why we're losing great coaches. Nick Saban probably won't go back to college.
No.
Football. Like Urban Meyer, forget about his off-field stuff, probably won't go back either. But, like, this is why you're going to lose great coaches, because you can't compete with this.
Well, everyone I know that knows Charlie Baker says he's really smart and, like, perfectly capable for that job. But he inherited a big mess, but they have to put some kind of even, like, minor restrictions on it. I mean, just logic states that you had the opportunity to go to college. You passed it up to go pro, and now you can't go back to college. You could have made money in college, and if they weren't going to pay you, then you weren't good enough to get paid. But if you made it to the G League, I have a feeling a college would have paid you.
He might be behind this whole G League thing, too, now that I'm reading into it a little bit. He wants money to be reinforced into colleges.
All right. Well, there you go. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Hopefully, Gary Gulman shows up. Who knows? I had brought a book and everything. All right. We'll find out. We'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. Our friend Gary Gulman is here. He's got a new one-man show. All right, now here is where it gets interesting. So Hardy was giving me the business.
I was, as is my want. Fred said
W-O-N-T.
Well, I've seen I've seen the flyers for the show, and he's like, "Is it grandiloquent?" I said delinquent, like a juvenile delinquent. And then we start looking at it. I'm like, wait a second, it's spelled differently. I looked up the word. We start going down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, grandiloquent means the use of flowery or ornate language, especially when intended to impress.
It's like he's reading the definition
Gary.
off the page.
Well, you should read this Boston Globe piece on him. It's a really
geography.
So many words that I don't know the meaning of. You are really showing off now. I got to tell you.
Yeah, totally. But it stems from having repeated the first grade. I was disgraced when I was 6 or 7 years old. My father it probably worked out athletically. My father thought I would have this advantage if I had an extra year of playing sports.
That's every kid now.
Right?
Yeah.
But the thing was, he didn't say, we'll hold him back. We had him repeat the first grade, which was not challenging the first time through. I was learning the ABCs, going home and reading the Chronicles of Narnia and the Communist Manifesto.
Absolutely.
I'm exaggerating.
You were a big
of course.
Chomsky guy.
I'm exaggerating, of course, for comedic effect. But the point is that I was a good student. I was in the top reading group, but my father had this brilliant idea, and it did work out. I did get a scholarship to play football, but I think it was miserable.
Okay,
I read Misfit when it first came.
Let me bring this up because I have that theoretical question for him. Go ahead.
I have a quick question based on what he just said,
Fair
if
enough.
I may.
Fair enough. The floor is yours.
I'm sorry you had to see that, Gary.
No, it's okay.
I pre-ordered the book. I gave you my money before it even.
That's really important.
It is.
Forever grateful.
So, and I read it the second I got it. It's fantastic. Misfit is phenomenal. And I think we're
available
almost,
now in paperback.
Exactly.
Where
I
you
think
get
we're
books.
I think we're exactly the same age. So everything you're talking about in the book, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Grover's biggest enemy was himself.
Well said.
Yeah.
But so it's been a few months since I've read it. But if I recall correctly, your parents didn't tell you that you're going to be repeating the first grade, or your dad didn't tell you right away?
No, they waited until, and it wasn't my parents, it was my next door neighbor, Judy Burns, who had been my first grade teacher, and she told me at a Tupperware party. Now, you guys remember him, but for the younger people, this was this bizarre matriarchal tribal ritual where these women would drink from the vineyards of Ernest and Julio Gallo and purchase containers with lids. Now, since then, they've either gone obsolete or people have realized, oh, we can buy containers everywhere. We no longer need to take to the underground black market to secure vessels.
The container storage. Literally.
Well, you know that Tupperware is like in the toilet now because they refused to go retail. They've refused to go brick and mortar or go online.
Oh man.
They stuck to that plan, Gary.
Yeah.
Way longer than you would think.
A plan of having pale, stringy-haired women crisscross the country in Chrysler Town and Countries throughout the 70s and 80s.
That and Avon, if you remember, they all had
Avon was another one.
Well, that was like a man was losing control of his woman as soon as she went Avon. She was getting very uppity. All right, so here's the thing. The book Misfit. I'm holding it in my hand. So here is a debate that we had earlier in the show.
Okay.
By the way, Gary is going to be at the Schubert Theater tomorrow night. I would love to go, but I will be in Cincinnati, Ohio, seeing the Jets.
Oh, okay.
For tickets and info, visit GaryGulman.com. And so Misfit Growing Up Awkward in the 80s is been out. I have a copy in my hand. Now, here was the debate.
Mm-hmm.
I know you, Gary. We're not like best friends, but I know you. We've had a relationship, like on-air relationship.
For a long time, yeah.
So I thought, what if I got Gary to sign my book?
Yeah.
Now, Hardy thought that might be the greatest thing because it's like asking someone that I have a prior relationship with for an autograph, but I thought, look, you would find it like almost like a compliment.
Yes.
Like I
Yes.
like the book
You win
enough
the-
that
you
I
win
would
the
like
debate.
you that
Yes.
like I would like you to sign it.
Yeah, and it makes me proud.
Yeah, I would, because I would feel that way if I wrote a book and someone asked me to sign it. It's like, oh wow, yeah, thanks. I put a lot into this.
Understand that I still see myself as a nobody, and all of a sudden somebody asked me for an autograph, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'm not a nobody.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this is once
it's based
again
on my deep-seated insecurities, which I feel stems from repeating the first grade.
I mean, it all does go back to that.
Fred
At least
Emer-
in your
They
mind,
took-
just
they-
having to
They
blame.
pulled the rug right out from underneath me, Joe.
The amount
Joe,
of
what are you-
blame.
What are you texting?
It's everyone else's fault,
Gary
Gary.
Gulman sitting next to you, and you're texting.
I'm actually not. No, I'm,
Joe,
I'm-
I enjoyed your insight on the gambling
Thank you.
scandal.
What are your
And
things? What are
before
your
I
thoughts on
well,
it?
before I leave, I mostly want to talk about how bad The Godfather is if you watch it as an adult. It's unwatchable.
Thank you.
And let me just say, okay, my favorite thing is that Tessio's main strength is knowing all the different types of toilets throughout the restaurants in Manhattan,
Yes.
Brooklyn, and Queens. Like, oh, I know that toilet. It's got a chain in the back, and we can hide a gun underneath
Yeah.
there.
Finally, the
As
IBS
opposed
pays
to-
off.
As opposed to Jack Dempsey's, where they don't have and over at the Copacabana, where you have a modern toilet with you got two buttons, one for poo and one for pee, and we're supposed to believe this, and also that this brilliant mind of mafioso, Don Corleone, says, Luca, go tell the Tattaglia family that you're thinking of changing, and they won't see right through that and murder your best hitman. The movie is unwatchable, and anybody who takes any mafia advice from it deserves
And
it.
the snitch will
To be
come up and
taken-
tell
yeah,
you
yeah,
at
yeah.
your father's
Yeah, to be
funeral.
to be taken in a confidence sting.
Well, LeBron couldn't even get past the first page. He was cosplaying as a reader with The Godfather,
Guys.
which he got called out. No, he got called out by Westbrook. Westbrook talked about how he was
Russ.
posing. They asked LeBron James. We have the audio of it, but they asked LeBron James at a press conference. They're like, "You're carrying around The Godfather. Do you like the movie?"
The book.
Yeah.
The book.
But
Like-
they're like, "Do you like this?"
even
They're
harder to
like, "Do
get
you like the
through.
movie?" He goes, "I love it." They go, "What's your favorite part?" And he goes, "I don't know. There's a lot of good parts."
My favorite part of the Bible is
Right.
where do I start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the book, very sexy. A lot of sex.
Oh
in
my
that.
gosh, so much sex, and you find out why Sonny is so appreciated by his lover in the movie, because she has this thing where her vagina, there was a Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Cavernous.
She had an enlarged.
It was her fault, right?
She had an enlarged vagina, and Sonny.
I
was
find
the
that a
only
lot
one-
with women.
Sonny was the only
their
one
fault.
Sonny was the only one. And you see it. There's only one indication in the movie, because Sonny's wife at one point puts her hands very far apart to show how well endowed Santino is, and it would also explain why Freddie was able to bang cocktail waitresses two at a time.
Right. It runs in the family.
People couldn't get a drink at the bar.
Yeah,
Mo had to slap him around.
Well, that's another problem. Girls don't
Straighten
want
my brother
that.
out. Girls
don't want that.
There
By
are
the way, it's
descriptions
uncomfortable for them.
in the book too that we can't even repeat on the radio that describes her innards once she is done with Sonny. I'm like, wow, this is graphic.
Yeah. Mario Puzo knew how to write a sexy book. Yeah.
As did Gary with the book Misfit. It's
Misfit,
many,
yes.
many very sexy scenes in there.
Are you a fan of today's NBA, Gary? Because
Yeah.
I mean,
I mostly watch the Celtics, but I have the league pass, and I watch a lot of basketball.
Okay, so I see you shooting hoops on your Instagram reel, and you're always going out and shooting and stuff.
Yeah.
The prolific nature of the three-pointer now.
Yeah.
Is this something you think you would have excelled at?
My friend James Panettiere, Boston College class of '93, played with like Bill Curley and Howard Isley and Malcolm Huckabee. We watched the '81 NBA Eastern Conference Finals, Sixers Celtics.
Max was the MVP. The
game,
finals.
Yeah, the finals. Yes, very good. Game 7 was at the Boston Garden. We had come back from a 3-1 deficit. I watched that game as a kid, greatest game I ever saw. Watched it as an adult, and people were literally, I'm not exaggerating this, literally walking into 14-footers. Like a foul line jumper was not contested. Dr. J with very few seconds left, passed out of an open 12-footer because nobody would take it that far. So maybe it's been corrected a little bit too much. They rely on it too much, but I love to watch a guy who can shoot really well. And as we saw last night with Steph Curry, I mean, it's a joy.
Yeah.
It's a joy, and shooting from really far out, as you can see from my Instagram reel, is not that easy.
All right, so if you're playing, you live in New York City, and
Yeah.
so if you're out shooting and there's a
Yeah.
pickup game,
Yeah.
and will you get involved in the pickup game?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you will.
Yeah.
You don't. So you say you lack confidence, but that's confidence because you are not afraid of embarrassing yourself in the game. Like you will get involved
No,
regardless of the
I've-
age.
Yeah, I've embraced failure.
Okay.
Yeah,
So, but
which
regardless
is really
of the
important
age,
for growth.
So you're like a playground legend now in New York City. Like you'll, if you see Gary Gulman, then you need a fifth guy. Like,
yeah,
you know, for your,
you can see me a lot there. I play almost every day when I'm in town.
What's your nickname on the court out there? I mean, there's the professor and there's all these guys. Who are you?
I've been called Old School.
Oh, nice.
I've been called Dirk because I'm usually the only white guy on the court, and they're familiar with.
Oh, I
Dirk.
don't like that
And I always wear,
reverse racism.
Here comes Rex
I always
Chapman.
wear a headband. I always wear a
Oh,
headband,
okay.
so they call me Dirk. And then another one I get is Ronnie Cycly. But what I would love, but nobody knows basketball well enough. There's a story that goes around about the Celtics in the '80s where I think Kevin McHale at every airport would page Dolph Schayes to make Cedric Maxwell laugh. And so if anybody ever called me Dolph Schayes, how on the money would that be? The only Jewish member of the NBA Hall of Fame who wasn't a commissioner, and just a really special player who at like 6'8" dominated the league back when you had to have laces on the ball, and also the games were played to the tune of Sweet Georgia Brown, I think. That's how I picture it.
You know, my mother.
Live band.
This is a really good segment. I'm really enjoying this, Joe. I don't know if some of the comedians come in here and they're limited in their sports knowledge, but I come in here and I go Dolph Schayes.
I know Dolph Schayes. You know, my mother. Only one man she's ever called attractive in her entire life, Kevin McHale.
Oh.
When he was on Cheers, let's just say it was. I learned a lot.
Yeah.
Well, the Great Depression, I loved, by the way.
thank you.
We got a break.
Okay, sorry.
Then we
All
can
right,
get
sorry.
into that.
Oh.
We got a break.
Okay.
We are up against the clock.
That's what we call a teaser, Joe.
That's right.
Right.
All right. So
A
here are the
betting
headlines. We'll be back with more Gary Gulman.
Sports.
Delinquent.
Yeah, all right. I didn't think it was delinquent. I didn't think there was an O in there.
Could you use it in a sentence, please?
Gary Gulman used the word assiduous, showing how grandiloquent he tends to be.
Nice.
I noticed you guys were using egregious earlier today.
Yeah.
That was good
Yeah,
work.
thank you.
We're trying to get Fred off of Zeitgeist, which has been his.
No,
it's
I won't move. I won't move. When you're part of it, you rock it. You know what I'm saying?
Much like The Godfather, he insists upon it.
Oh,
And
yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah. He always insists on hearing bad news immediately, which is why I'm taking a 6-hour flight and waiting for 4 hours in the Delta Lounge instead of just wiring him the answer from Mr. Walls, because he insists on hearing bad news immediately. Ugh.
I enjoy your films very much.
I admire your pictures very much.
I admire
also,
your pictures.
Yeah. Also, Don Corleone, should I make sure that all the drug dealers have clean records? Yeah. Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Mention it.
Also insist that they start sentences with whom instead of who.
Do you ever notice how the overdubbing to it and they're walking around the garden scene is just terrible? How's your drink, Tom? Like, you didn't have time for that conversation from that little drinking fountain over there to the
You want to
wet
see
bar.
something beautiful, Tom? Do you appreciate beauty? No, beauty. turns me off.
Here's something really beautiful.
Yeah. And
Thanks,
this is
Tony.
supposed to be the best written film of all time. I don't think it's as good as Quiz Show.
Quiz Show's fantastic.
Quiz Show's incredible.
Wonderful.
It's because you guys are cheaters, is why. Gary's going to be at the Schubert Theater tomorrow night. For tickets, visit GaryGulman.com. Tyler says I told him to call in. I did not. He emailed asking to call in. Tyler, go ahead. You're on with Gary.
Gary, what's up, man?
Hi, Tyler.
Hi. I was at Comics Come Home a long time ago. I don't know if you remember. I was 6'9". Oh, because I picked you up?
Yes.
Yeah, I picked you up and held you like a little baby. It was cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm a huge fan, and I was telling you that I'm a struggling comedian, and I couldn't come up with a tall joke, and I told you about the milkman joke that you do, and you were like, "Wow, you must be a fan because I haven't told that joke in like 12 years."
Yeah.
And so you literally, as the awesome guy you are, you were like, "You can have it." And in an era where people are stealing comedians' jokes, the fact that you like gave me a joke with permission, I thought was very, very nice of you.
You must have felt so bad for him.
No, the whole thing is that I wasn't famous enough where people would be like, you took Gary Gulman's joke. And also, he was such a nice guy that I was happy to do that because I wasn't going to tell it anymore. So that is to say, don't go around now because I'm well known enough that people might recognize it. But I was happy to do that, and also to help a young comedian, because I had such great mentors, Paul D'Angelo and Don Gavin and Tony V. So I was very fortunate to have guys who really looked out for me. So I tried to pass that along. And there's Scott Zolak. Oh my word!
Saw Paul at the Calhoun recently.
Oh, isn't he incredible?
Yeah.
Oh,
I went out to eat one night, and he just pulled up the seat right next to me. And I
that's
said,
awesome.
"A meeting, man.
He's
Good dude, though."
Yeah, he's one of the best comedians we ever put out in Boston, and a former district attorney.
Why are you not doing Prince of Pizza? Like so many of your
I used to do. If I lived around here, I probably would, but I have to come in and
it's a vibrant scene right now.
As the kids say, grab a bag and then go back to New York City. But Prince, I got a lot of work there, and I'm very grateful for what they've done for me over the years. That family, and also Mike Clark.
There's many comedians of your era still working at Prince of Pizza. So and you know where there are comedians working now is what's the strip club?
Alex's?
No.
Oh, the Golden Banana.
Yeah, the Golden Banana.
Famous Golden
So
Banana.
Lenny Clark worked the Golden Banana. Like now he does it.
Okay.
I don't mean to bring you down.
Paycheck, bro.
But I love Lenny Clark. He's a nice guy.
Right.
He's the greatest guy,
No,
right?
it probably pays him a nice.
Yeah, but I know. But I'm like, if you're at the Golden Banana,
Yeah.
and you're like, I'm going to the Golden Banana tonight, and then Lenny Clark goes up and does 20 minutes.
Yeah, but he's so funny. That
I
you'd
know,
be
but it's just like
grateful.
Gabe Kaplan's career.
No, but isn't that where stand up started with like
Yeah,
comedians
Gabe
going-
Kaplan worked that whole circuit.
Yeah, Lenny Bruce, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
Worked at strip clubs, and
There
so
was-
this is just Lenny to Lenny. And
He's the Lenny Bruce of our time.
Jay Leno used to work at the strip clubs and everything.
Well, that's because he's 100.
Maybe also, I would do it today because I never touched my Tonight Show money.
I know, isn't that big of him? Isn't that such a great thing? Who cares?
I know.
We talked about the other day.
Tries to remain humble.
I know.
I don't understand it.
How is it like? So the big story is that Jay Leno never touched his Tonight Show money. He would only use the money that he got from clubs.
From stand-up.
And people would act like that was somehow like a virtuous thing.
Yes.
Like, it's still your money, dickhead. Like, what? Like,
give it to charity.
It's inane.
And
give it to charity, yes. And your wife is involved in a charity, a great charity for Afghan women.
The lovely Mavis.
The lovely Mavis.
He had the wettest feet.
Mavis, although she'll go to the green room at my shows and put all the food in Tupperware so that I never have to buy a sandwich or anything like that.
Brings it around.
Yeah.
Back to Tupperware. Great callback.
So if you want to hear a lot about sealing food in airtight containers, look no further than the Schubert Theater.
Also, I have a great routine about school cancellations in the 70s and 80s where if you lived in Peabody, you had to wait for like an hour and a half for them to get to Peabody. But there was an indicator that if Newton had school, there was no way they were letting the hooligans and sons of tannery workers stay home that day.
It's just the spiderweb effect.
If those pansies in Newton had to go to school,
I raised my children there.
You raised them soft.
I know. Listen. It was a mistake.
No,
there's no question about it. Gary Gulman.
I'm so happy to see you guys. I've been looking forward to this. I'm so grateful that you guys had me on.
This was the carrot dangling at the end of my week.
Call anytime if there's any intersection of Gary Gulman interests and the sports world, because just give me a heads up. I'm up around this time, so this would be fine.
Don't make the offer unless you mean it, because we'll call you a lot.
I mean it. I'm earnest.
Okay.
Well,
is there a Hanukkah album?
If you're,
I do have a Hanukkah album called "All I Want for Hanukkah Is Christmas." And I don't know if it's available on my website, but it's pretty fun.
You can send it to my ex-mother-in-law. All right. So, if you ever, if you're a Celtics fan, if you ever want to, just call in, hotline it, and just have a discussion. We don't have to talk about anything but the Celtics. We can talk about whatever you want.
I'm just hoping Kada doesn't get caught up in this gambling scandal, because he played the game of his life the other night, and I'm high on him. Also, I feel like Tommy Heinsohn would love Luka Gaza.
The concussed.
Right? Would you say he's the new Will Chamberlain? Yeah.
Yes.
He's like, I love white guys.
I haven't seen movement like this since Dwayne Shinsius.
All right. Gary Gulman, go see him at the
I love you
Schubert
guys.
Theater. Book is Misfit. We just like to plug